And we're back. Okay, guys, so we're going to be starting out on King's Row here. We have License to Tilt versus Breaking Amateur here on, of course, the fan favorite map of King's Row. So the big story here is going to be Breaking Amateur. Their new main tank, Evandar. He's got quite the shoes to fill. Fan favorite Blue Slayer, of course, has moved on to bigger and better things, higher ranked teams, more competitive tournaments. But we'll have to see how he forms. And then License to Tilt, have they upped their game, or they are going to rely on Breaking Amateur, kind of, you know, the lack of their superstar being enough to take a W?
Well, you guys got to vote for your favorite map being on King's Row. And, of course, this is where I feel like Quad Tank and Triple Tank, this was born. But actually, both teams for this show match agree not to play Goats or Brig, to my knowledge.
Yes, I do believe that there was a gentleman's agreement in this match to not play Goats, which of course we all appreciate. But just before we get started, I am going to turn R9K beta off so that you guys can cheer for whoever it is you want. Let me see your support. Looks like we are going to be rolling out. The attackers are going to be rolling out on a Genji Hanzo composition with a little bit of Rein Zarya. Ana Zenyatta is going to be a little bit of an interesting one, not having that speed or mobility. But the defenders here, they have the Ana, so they can control the engagements a little bit better. But the Doomfist Kree on the defense is going to be a little bit of an interesting one, and we'll see how these matchups fare.
So Breaking Amateur, they'll step towards the point and never give up. Gets so low and already taken down, and Reinhardt soon to crumble as Breaking Amateur were just not really ready for that attack. But we're talking about these compositions, Jayne, and the Nano Blade will be something Breaking Amateur will be working towards for their attack.
Yeah, it's going to be working hard on their attack, but even between the when the fights without ultimates are occurring, you know, this McCree with the flash is not only going to be putting out a lot of damage onto that shield, but it's also going to be dissuading the Genji from being able to operate in that backline. Now, they do have the Hanzo, however, without much assistance, that's going to be a pretty slow charging combo with the Grav Dragon. So definitely in the fights that don't have ultimates, we're going to be seeing Breaking Amateur having the advantage. But once those ultimates come online, it's going to be a different story.
Oh, Never Give Up gets low again, and that's 2 down for the defensive team, and a charge from Evan. He gets nanoed, taking care of Adam's going to be some easy business, and Breaking Amateur break inside of the point, and we'll get that cart ready.
Yeah, Evandar so far with that nano as well as the charge. You know, he got booped, but he still found a wall, and with it the end of Morken Borken's life there. That is such a fantastic name, but so far, you know, he's playing pretty conservatively, but living up to the hype that was around Blue Slayer. You're going to be seeing that Doomfist up in the top right corner of your screen right now, looking for a flank attack as ultimates are coming online for both teams.
And Adam, I mean, close at a meter strike, he'll be able to evade out of every situation. You know, one of those evading ultimates. Dragon Strike goes forward, Evan slams down and gets one of the supports, actually both supports out for the defense. And Breaking Amateur, they win their first fight in Street Phase, and that'll get them close to halfway through King's Row.
Absolute tragedy for Tiger there, being taken out the middle of his beat thanks to that dragon through the wall. Really well placed, and it's great to see that value being found even without the combination of the Graviton. Super smart play. If they were ult tracking correctly, they probably wouldn't have expected that, knowing that the Zarya didn't have Graviton online. But that quick angle, finding the and then a very late pick onto Anzi is going to actually reset and prevent this team fight from even occurring in the first place. So that's going to be License to Tilt backing off and going to have to give this a second shot, if they even can, before Breaking Amateur completes second phase of King's Row.
Yeah, those stagger kills might just be enough to get them to the end of point B, and even when License to Tilt get back, they're walking into a Nano Blade. License to Tilt, I don't think they're even close, and they actually use the Graviton, but this has so low value when you're not even preventing point B of being earned.
Yeah, and you know what, the Thariel's biotic nade there was actually kind of body blocked by his Hanzo, but it didn't even matter. Graviton catching quite a few members of the team, but not having any impact on whether or not that point was capped at all. And once again, this Nano Blade just lurking like an unavoidable doom on its way for License to Tilt.
And License to Tilt have no support ultimates, like no barrier, no transcendence. They don't even have a Zenyatta. So Breaking Amateur have a free Nano Blade. They go towards the back. There's the Nano, there's the Blade, the Graviton. Oh my god, he gave everybody a heart attack all at once. One slice, 4 kills.
Now, Breaking Amateur definitely showing why they were the champions of the European Tournament Series, playing extremely well. I don't even remember what their actual average SR was, but this was originally a plat-based team, and you would not think that based on the actual play that you're seeing from this team here. So they're going to be rolling into the end of third point Kings Row with over 4 minutes on the clock. Coordination certainly there for Breaking Amateur, but just a few minor mistakes are going to cost Licensed to Tilt quite a few minutes off that time bank, and they're going to be ending with more time than they started.
And that mistake you're talking about is using their pivotal combo after Breaking Amateur got point B. So, you know, maybe they got a few kills, but they didn't prevent the card from getting anywhere. And then you had Evan, great play. He was actually in the closet at the end of point C and then used the shatter as reinforcements were coming back for the defense. So this looked like a really smooth ride for Breaking Amateur.
Now, this is only the first round of the first map, so Licensed to Tilt will probably be able to show us a few things. You know, these teams definitely are here for a reason, and it's always surprising. I know we get this question quite a bit from the chat, but you're like, are these really Platinum teams? Are these really Diamond teams? And yes, they absolutely are. You know, when you get teams, when you get people, even if they are in the Platinum Diamond Elo, and you put them in an environment like this where they can work together without the, you know, the difficulties of ranked, you can get some pretty amazing things despite people being averaged, you know, at an Elo that is, well, looked down upon, for lack of a better term. So it is really great to see these guys doing such a great job and hopefully assisting them in ranking up once they're done with the experience of this tournament.
Yeah, and you might have like Plat or whatever mechanical players, but I've seen GM teams look like Plat teams. It's all about your communication, and it's all about what kind of leader you have on your team to direct these plays and also keep that target focus up during the mid and later fights.
Now, JNT looks like he actually is going to be rolling out on this Bastion. They've got the double shield Moira Lucio. So not really quite sure what the play is. Is the Lucio just to get the Bastion into position? I'm not quite sure, but we're about to find out in short order. Or maybe not, as unfortunately with the Moira going down, I would suspect that Breaking Amateur is going to chase this team down and punish, since the vast majority of their healing has already been removed. However, Evandar obviously not on the same page as the rest of the team, and he's going to get taken out. This is already a little bit chaotic and not exactly the way that either team probably wanted this to go, but it does look like Breaking Amateur is going to be doing the cleanup. So the cat's out of the bag. Are they going to stay on this Bastion, or was that a surprise play that is has now fallen flat?
You gotta try one more time. I mean, it's just an unlucker play from Fenume from just going down, and then there was Tiger, who was just like, nope, straight up nope, I'm not leaving spawn. So big disconnect already from Licensed to Tilt. They'll go again though. Reinhardt from Ants gets low, the finishing hammer, Dragon Strike to follow, and what kills coming in from Golden on that Hanzo. Breaking Amateur, they win their second fight on their defense.
They do indeed. That was another great use. You know, at this point in time, if you're Licensed to Tilt, you've got to start figuring out that it doesn't look like they're actually relying on this combo when it makes sense to simply use one Grav or one Dragon Strike. They're not so heavily committed to this Grav Dragon combo that they're inflexible in its usage. And this time, it looks like they finally are swapping off the Bastion. They're going for a Widowmaker Doomfist combo, but it doesn't really matter what they're going to attempt for this fight, because on this one, they're going to be going into the Riptire.
Oh, Riptire, you got Nano from Breaking Amateur, and mainly Breaking Amateur have Never Give Up, who's held this energy this entire time. Coalescence started from Fenume, going through the hotel towards the left, trying to focus down this defense, and the shatter to finish them off, possibly Anzi going in deep. Now just Licensed to Tilt, stepping on the point whenever they possibly feel like it's going to happen now, and the cart will be unlocked. Bit of a slower attack than Breaking Amateur's side.
Slower attack, but with the Nano Boost, it may not be an attack that's even successful, especially with the Riptire. It was a little bit late, not being used on that defense at all. Still coming in, still looking for it. It's on the point now. It looks like it's going to take out. It's not even going to finish the Zarya. Stays alive, and that shield runner generation is going to kick in to make sure that Licensed to Tilt does successfully capture this point. So the fight is still alive.
Oh no!
Tragedy.
Never gonna give up the point, apparently, because it's already been unlocked, and now the barrier to re-engage from Licensed to Tilt. They go forward, and Breaking Amateur is so low, but they could respawn here with a grab. Never give up, though. Not giving up on that fight. He's 1 HP, and now has to be careful on not wanting to go down with all that energy, and he does.
Looks like there's a little bit of duel going in the back line. Tiger trying his best to take out Golden. Finally takes an arrow. There's the tactical crouching coming out to celebrate his victory. You know, he's not exactly the... It's a good thing that Hanzo doesn't exactly have a quiver of limited arrows. There's the hammer and the graviton coming out. Not sure there's going to be... Oh, it is going to take out the Ana. Not before the Nano Boost comes onto Evandar. Is it going to be enough to take out Anzi? Probably not, especially comboed with the pin.
What?
And the Moira just pissing all over him.
Wow, that's a graphic I don't want to see ever again. But Evan got nanoed and actually lost the duel to Anzi, who was antied on 1 HP. So that's just sort of the strength of the supports from License to Tilt and kind of how scary Tahariel is on that Ana for the defense.
Breaking to Amateur looks like they've lost 2. The Zenyatta appears to have somehow fallen off the edge. Maybe Adam on the Doomfist contributed to that, but they also do, despite being down 2 members, still have the all-important combo with the Grab Dragon. There's the grab coming out. Where is the dragon? Not even being fired.
He gets shattered, or he's just late to the party, it seems. That's a big unlucky.
Yeah, this is one of the things that could have been done. You know, it's going to be telegraphing the attention to use the Grab Dragon, but even if Golden was taken out by Adam on the Doomfist, which he was, he could have launched that dragon from spawn and communicated that, hey, the dragon is going to be ending up at the point, and the grab comes out a couple seconds later, but that's just not the case, and now JNT finds a pick, which is going to be setting Breaking Amateur even farther back.
Oh, but they lost their Moira, the main source of healing for this attack, so really have to be careful how deep Anzi is. And meanwhile, you got Rising on the Genji that was kind of tickling the back line, but License to Tilt pushing the card forward. Breaking Amateur have one last hurrah with this blade from Rising coming up.
Yeah, and here we are. We're only about 10 meters away from the actual point. There's another fantastically placed dragon. Blade is coming out as well from Rising Red Star. Finds one. He's going to be looking for a second, but you don't think he's going to be finding it. Comes back to the point. There's Adam on the Doomfist. Low is taking out Rising Red Star. And Breaking Amateur, with 4 meters left on that payload, are going to remain in control. It's going to be Licensed to Tilt. Going to be wanting to win it on this next fight in order to keep these time banks at least somewhat competitive.
Yeah, it's still pretty close, but at this if they don't win this next fight, it'll be a 2-minute plus deficit, and that's when you're starting to worry. But License to Tilt, Graviton at the ready, and a Shatter maybe as a backup plan. So you maybe want to try and make something happen with the Shatter first, but they get Evan dangerously low, and then a free Shatter for Anzi, and he goes in deep, takes care of everybody. The barrier just for safety measures, apparently.
They're even going to have this.
Graviton.
They have the grab, but I think it's only going to be for a celebration. You don't even need it to zone them out. There it is. The celebratory grab launched off to the right side, and it looks like License to Tilt is still in this, as both teams just frankly suck at defense.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take, Faber.
Hey, man, you're the queen of hot takes. I got to get on this action a little bit, you know? So
hey, you're the one all over Reddit.
Hey, I'm not the one saying that Skyfoxes can't get out of spawn.
Hey, but both these teams got out of spawn.
You know what? With both of the teams showing that they're still better than Skyfoxes. So, you know what? Let's go plat
Route
teams.
66.
Okay.
Let's wait till that map.
Okay, so License to Tilt is going to have their attack first. You know what? I'm not even that mad. Like, Breaking Amateur, I was a little bit worried, I must admit. A 4-minute and 11 cap time on the first attack of King's Row usually means that we have extremely imbalanced teams. But on the same time, we did see that License to Tilt, you know, there were a few pretty critical mistakes that caused that time bank to be that way. But then on the other side, when the tables were flipped, License to Tilt was attacking and Breaking Amateur was defending. It was the same thing. It could have been worse, but the defenders kept making critical mistakes, not grouping up, silly deaths, poor use of ultimates, and allowed them to snowball and then actually complete a capture even without having to use those big bang ultimates. So attackers this time going to be sticking onto that Moira, or sorry, the Widowmaker and Genji right off the bat, and the defenders super high spam damage with the Junkrat and the Hanzo.
And wow, that's already the offensive sorry, the offensive support, yeah, going down, and you trade that with a DPS kill, but yeah, License to Tilt are getting anti, then their tanks are dangerously low, so it's not really the first attack they're looking for.
Golden is just looking for that Widowmaker and is forced to back offensive. A really nice headshot onto Adam. Looks like the first ultimate coming online is going to be Evandar on that Reinhardt looking for the Shatter. He's already at 60%. Of course, Blue Slayer's, I don't want to, what do you call him? Blue Slayer's replacement? I guess.
Oh.
But
got a lot of shoes to fill.
Something like that. And here he is. Bubbles coming out. Sleep's already landed. He's in big trouble, but the biotic name, absolutely massive from Thariel, is going to keep him up. And he's going to be swinging right back into it. 90% shatter, pretty low. The heals aren't enough, and 2 are going down as License to Tilt is going to be pushing this and trying to take this and convert it into a first point cap.
And Rising having some fun dueling with the Widow in the back, but that'll be kind of a painful stagger, and Breaking Amateur not in a position to recontest, and less than 1 minute, License to Tilt get it done.
Now, of course, this is going to be the second round of King's Row, so they're not going to be getting extra time, which means that we have 50 seconds on the clock, and at this point, it's a one-fight game until overtime hits. The attackers do have their Graviton coming up, which I suspect would be their first fight in order to kind of make the next one overtime, but we're going to have to see as Graviton is only 60% on the other side.
Grab at the ready from Morgan. He's going to launch it, gets everybody. Now, can there be damage that feeds into this Jayne? He already gets 2 picks on that Widow. And License to Tilt, they've won that fight very decisively off of that one Graviton and should be getting halfway to point B.
Unfortunately, counter using the sound barrier there and also receiving the nano boost from Thariel. Not sure what the logic was behind that. The downside of this, of course, Morgan Borkin using that grab, but look at his ult charge. He's already back up to 50% based on that post-fight. However, Grav Dragon combo is available for the side of Breaking Amateur, so they could shut this down right quick. They just need one more right click from Never Give Up to find that Graviton, and then a Dragon is going to be heading right for License to Tilt's face.
Oh, but so many ultimates coming out. You got the Dragon Strike, Graviton, now another Dragon Blade towards the back. There's so many Dragon ultimates going on, but when the dust all clears, it's Breaking Amateur that stand rising on the card and will hold that defense against License to Tilt.
Adam was almost able to clutch that out through the Grav Dragon, but unfortunately, it was Rising Red Star with a blade of his own that was able to finish it up. Adam trying to be a little bit sneaky, but didn't quite work out, and the bar has been set at 94 meters.
And remember, everybody, this is a best of 3, so not a lot of chances. You know, you can't make too many mistakes here. And if you do lose this first map, you get the choice of the second map, while as the winning team, I believe, gets to choose the side. But it's been kind of nice. I'm sure chat and everyone is enjoying to see something different other than goats, and especially no Brigitte. But even with the most recent patch, Brigitte can't stun through shields anymore. So that has made her slightly less viable, but still picked.
Attackers incoming.
Okay, now the pressure is on. Now, the pressure is not the highest it possibly could be, since they still have 4 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock. But of course, they won't be getting extra time if they do cap that first point, since this is extra rounds. And it looks like the defenders actually are going for a little bit of a cheese. Now, not sure if this is going to be scouted out by the attackers. Do they have anyone on the high window? No one is scouting,
no.
So I don't think they're going to be expecting this Bastion defense. Double shield Bastion from License to Tilt. So they may have made the gentleman's agreement not to play goats, but they're in no way did that agreement include not playing Bastion.
Hey, you never said anything about cheese. So, Breaking Amateur obviously are discovering this Bastion slowly but surely. They go towards Hotel and rotating towards the point. This will force the defense down. And it's going to be Morgan Borkin rotating in and out. And J&T already getting 2 kills, getting the DPS out. But Breaking Amateur have already earned 1 tick. And this is where they might start to fall apart. But for their first fight, getting a first tick, that's perfectly fine.
Ring, 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 ring. Bastion
Banana.
phone. Doo, 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 doo. And there he goes, J&T, with the happy chipper tunes on the top of that phone booth, just laying bullets into Breaking Amateur. And aren't we going to be seeing any comp swaps coming in from Breaking Amateur? Because so far, J&T looking super comfortable on this Bastion, just deleting one after another of Breaking Amateur's members. And this time, tank mode's online, so look out if you're a squishy, because you got tank shells heading your way.
Well, they need to drop down. Still Morgan Borgen responsible for rotating in and out, and somebody else from License to Tilt needs to do it, and Anzi drops down right into a Fire Strike, and the rest of the team get low, but the Shatter completely shuts down Evan, but he's still gonna win the Reinhardt duel, charges on forward, and prevents the Resurrect from Fenume, and not with that, should give Breaking Amateur the payload.
Evandar's gonna clean up 3 before getting taken out by Tiger, but he's gonna be back in a flash, as it's gonna be 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for Breaking Amateur to push the payload 94 meters. Now, they're licensed to Tilt, staying on this Bastion combination. However, they're dropping their Orisa, going onto the Zarya. They do have tank mode, they have barrier as well as Valkyrie, so they have some ultimates in the bank that can help them stay alive and not only win the next fight, but they need to win about 3 fights if they want to take the first map on King's Row here. On the other side, Golden with that Dragon, having the Dragon Strike is a very great tool that they can use in order to dislodge JNT wherever he decides to set up.
Never Give Up is gonna need that Matrix for that tank configuration coming out, and the Dragon Strike starts making some space for Breaking Amateur, and there's that tank configuration we've been waiting for, but in the middle of the Genji, he reflects it right back at him, and also he gets sliced up by the Dragon Blades, so that will be a reset for License to Tilt.
Now, they do get 1 kill on Morgan. It doesn't look like it's quite a hard reset. Evandar charging in super hard. JNT without a shield is getting slowly farmed by Rising Red Star. There's the bomb coming out. It's going to be finding JNT, who couldn't get off the payload fast enough, and a soft reset is indeed working out for Breaking Amateur, who is pushing back, and if JNT gets staggered here, this could be... Oh, Evandar landing the pin. He's moving forward. There's the cleanups. This is dangerous. Counter Shatter coming out from Anzi. Needs to find some kills here if they're going to be staying alive, but it's only going to be 1, and Adam's in trouble. Reflect and Dash are out, but there's only 10 meters left on, and I don't think everybody's going to be able to contest, and this is going to be Breaking Amateur's victory on King's Row.
What a great start to our King's Row match, and yeah, it was a soft reset for Breaking Amateur, but then they went in again, and License to Tilt just a little bit aggressive, not holding their shield up and falling apart as soon as Breaking Amateur got the upper hand. So play of the game featured Rising Star with the Q, maybe no Q, no Q.
He's taking out the Zarya, looking for it.
Oh,
there's the grab, there's the
nano
Nanoblade. Just nice quad kill right off the single slash and dash. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, and we will be going into the next one, but so far, between these two teams, what are you seeing? What do you liking? What do you don't liking? What are you not liking? And what does License to Tilt need to change if they are going to take the next map?
It's, well, yeah, kind of, you said it right, that both teams suck at defense.
Both teams but like the sucking at the defense part is coming from kind of some game sense things, and you're seeing this, that the teams themselves are working like really well together. You know, when you are a platinum player and you're playing in a tournament format, the things that just get better is you know that you can trust your team. You know that you're going to be playing on the role you want. You know your team is going to communicate, but there's some things that kind of like at a Masters level player, a Grandmasters level player would just simply be known almost instinctually. Things about like resetting, or like simple communications about, is your Hanzo ready to combo that like Graviton Dragon Strike so that you can actually kind of finish off that point and take back control. So we are seeing, maybe it's just kind of the platinum level game sense is, you know, hurting these teams more on defense. You know, attack, you kill things, but on defense, you can't just kind of like walk forward into the fight and hope for the best. You've got to have, you know, a regroup, you got to have a plan, you got to know what the attackers are doing and what they've got in those ultimate banks and what is going to be coming your way.
I really enjoyed, though, the sniper duel between Golden and JNT. I felt they were pretty evenly matched, although on different heroes. JNT on the Widow, Golden. You know, I think you were right that I think it was him that wasn't always ready for the combination, but when he did have the Dragon Strike, it was always perfectly placed. Like, for example, at the end of King's Row on our first round, he used the Dragon Strike to actually cut off the attacking team, the tanks from the supports, which therefore caused a reset at the most critical part of King's Row. So, been a big fan of Golden's Hanzo.
Yeah, and so far I'm liking Evandar on the Reinhardt. He is, you know, got big shoes to fill. I know Blue Slayer had a very large following, was a very popular player, but so far Evandar has lived up to expectations. We haven't seen, you know, quite the scale of Blue Slayer's domination, like 28 Earthshatter stuns in a singular game, but as we move into Watchpoint Gibraltar, it's extremely likely that instead of seeing the duel of Reinhardts between these two players, but we're also going to see how they perform on Winston.
Yeah, dive being, I think, a more popular choice on the attack. There's lots of high ground you have to control to get through that car wash side. I mean, one of the main goals on this point A attack, get control of that high ground on top of the car wash and see if you can push the payload at the same time. And the defense, though, we could easily see the return of snipers, J&T on the Widow or Golden on the Hanzo. This is going to be another sniper-heavy map.
Now, Morkenborken to me was definitely the better Zarya, but on these maps we're likely to see divas being more popular here in order to support the Winston if these teams do decide to play dive. And so far, it does look like both teams have elected to select those Winston divas. So Morken certainly was my pick for the better Zarya player, but Diva is an entirely different beast. The other question is that if they are going to play snipers, which once again, as you said and as you predicted, it looks like Golden going to be going back to that Hanzo and J&T going to be selecting that Widowmaker, how are these divas going to be playing? Are they going to be supporting their snipers? Are they going to be supporting their Winstons on these hard dives? There's a lot of tactical decisions that these teams have to make at a macro level in order to be successful, and it's going to be really interesting to see what decisions they've made.
So Breaking Amateur on the attack with the Hanzo and the Genji means both of them can access that high ground along with that dive. Now you got to worry about the Zenyatta and the Ana, which probably responsible for pushing that payload or to follow up with the dive, but in a slower way going up the stairs. License to tilt, you know, Widow and Genji. So now Breaking Amateur, their supports are going to be playing differently. They're going to be crouching behind the cart, staying out of line of sight.
Golden here, JNT here has already retreated back onto that far catwalk along with his Ana, trying to just control those spaces. And it looks like License to Tilt has this really good game plan of actually just holding control of that blue box to try and prevent Breaking Amateur from being able to stage a dive anywhere from that location.
And great sort of stall from Adam to prevent the cart from going anywhere, but it looks like, you know, the defense focused more on the dive tanks from Breaking Amateur on the high ground and ignoring the supports on the cart. But now you still got a 2 versus 5 or 4, and Breaking Amateur will have to reset here.
So this was very much a situation of both teams going for the other's backline. You saw the Widowmaker and the Ana from License to Tilt, who were positioned on that catwalk, just get completely decimated through Rising Red Star, as well as Lolito's Harmony and Discord Orbs. So they didn't even have the Winston Evandar joining Rising Red Star on that backline dive, but were still able to successfully trade. And License to Tilt's backline so far is not looking very sturdy.
Not too sturdy, but Breaking Amateur, they're working towards a Nano Blade, and that'll probably get them point A. But now, License to Tilt not holding too far forward of a defense, just holding to the high ground, Breaking Amateur trying to dislodge them, then eventually dropping down, and also getting at that Widow and Ana that are so deep into the backline. And Breaking Amateur, they've already lost 2 in their backline to Anzi's Primal Rage.
Now, this is a little bit of an interesting one. You did see while Morkenborken was contesting the payload, Anzi, as well as the ever-popular dive DPS of Lucio, so it was actually Anzi and Tiger who were diving the backline of Breaking Amateur together, who managed to find 2 with the assistance of the Primal. So it's kind of an interesting way that License to Tilt is playing, but it's working out here. And oh, here comes the Blade of M.
Huge plays. Get it on replay? 2 fat thumbs. What are the chances, Jayne?
Okay. Not going to question that one. They've got Nano Blade.
In the garbage.
And now the opponent doesn't have a barrier.
All right, well, we got the Nano that wasn't actually given to Rising. It's given to the Winston, but Rising got blown up by the self-destruct, so no Dragon Blade going to be used by him, and Breaking Amateur already lost the support, so it's not the attack that's going to be working out for them.
Yeah, I'm going to admit I'm pretty confused about what just happened there. I'm sure we'll find out eventually, but...
Interview?
Yeah, I'm going to have to find out what was that an intimidation tactic? No, of course with 45 seconds left on the clock, License to Tilt, this team, however, is looking extremely dominant. You know, maybe they're just a dive team and they really suck at Ryan Zarya. But, you know, this is the team that lost Kings Row and couldn't defend to save their lives. And now we're going to see a full hold on Gibraltar. This is an entirely different team that we're seeing here compared to just what we saw last match alone. They do have the Blade as well as the Transcendence available on this attack from Breaking Amateur, but is it going to be enough? We're about to find out.
You got a Blade and you got a Dragon Strike. If you don't win this fight, there's something going on. And you got Never Give Up diving towards the back, and he opens up an opportunity for the Blade going towards the supports, but has to reflect all the damage coming in. Dragon Strike, though, from Golden gets the 3K. Breaking Amateur we're looking for. That should get them point A. License to Tilt, burning time off of the clock, and it's in overtime, and they did a great job making this so difficult for Breaking an Amateur.
You know what? I'm just going to talk about it. The Blade from Rising Red Star was 9 trillion IQ, not billion, not million, trillion IQ. It intimidated all of License to Tilt in backing up into that fantastically placed dragon from Golden. So you may be like, lol, Dragon Blade, but you didn't see them forcing LTT, zoning them into the path of that Dragon Strike from Golden. So this is like next level coordination coming out from these teams. And Golden once again showing that prowess on Hanzo, taking out Fanum as he just wants to try and play the game, but is told, no, sorry. Golden skills, however, apparently do not include wall climbing.
Well, self-destruct and the primal use from Breaking Amateur, moving the card, keeping 2 on there with the McCree and the Zen, and License to Tilt. I mean, they were holding such a good defense, and now I'm kind of worried if they can even hold point B. Now there's the Blade from Adam towards the back, gets up through the supports, but actually gets destroyed from Golden.
Morgan Borkin finds 2. Evandar and Golden do get taken out. Rising Red Star has come back on the McCree that hasn't been a hero we've seen him play so far, but it's along with the Harmony Orb as well as the buffed fan, the Hammer. He actually wins that 1v1. He's still alive. He could go for the C9, or he could just go for the frags on the Ana. Lands one shot, needs 2 more. JNT also there. Never give up. Just getting staggered. Rising Red Star with Flash. He's going to find Adam. Unfortunately not. Doesn't look like his hit scan aim is on the same level as his Genji. And License to Tilt through an extremely chaotic fight is going to be able to hold second point with 60 seconds on the clock.
Now it's 1 minute, it's last fight, but Golden has a Dragon Strike, so it's gotta work here. And as many people will like to meme, Fan the Hammer now does more damage in a Pulse Bomb, so it's kind of like a mini ultimate at this point. So maybe a good choice to have the McCree on this patch.
Maybe. Venom does have this nano boost as well. We're going to be seeing how he's using it. I would expect it to be going off to Anzi. Venom trying to be going into location to help his buddy out. He's already super low. Nano boost comes out onto Anzi, but unfortunately it happens while he's purple, so he isn't going to be able to get that healing bonus. Beautiful reflect from Adam! And here comes the dragon. Let's see what Breaking Amateur can make of this fight.
That's just a get-owned moment. Self-destruct to secure the right side, and it gets Benume on the retreat. So Breaking Amateur a few meters away, but License to Tilt made this a 10-second left attack for them. But a Blade from Adam is actually starting to save this defense, but the Primal Rage is proving to be kind of hard to cut through. But Breaking Amateur only have 2 people left. Now 1 person left on this attack, and you've got no seconds remaining in overtime. License to Tilt flip this around, and will hold this defense as Breaking Amateur bringing out their reinforcements.
Lido is on the point, but JNT finds his 3rd kill in a row in this overtime situation to all but guarantee that License to Tilt is going to hold here. Now, Breaking Amateur are no slouches, but of course, this is going to be a pretty tall ask on this defense. Unless they hold this on first as well as License to Tilt did, we could be seeing a 1-1 match.
Woo, that was interesting. Can we talk about the BDE Blade from Adam, though? Chat knows what I'm talking about. I don't think it's PG of me to say what it is, but BDE Blade for Adam. They literally used a barrier and a blade and still held Breaking Amateur at a point B. So that's pretty BDE, man.
Yep. It absolutely is. You know, it takes how many slashes from a katana does it really take to take out a primaling monkey? Well, Adam, I don't think can count that high, but it was able to, you know, be enough to start to turn those tides. Okay, are we going to be seeing? We've got Rising Red Star showing off his flexibility. He certainly at least is showing a flexibility in hero pools, but personally wasn't impressed by his McCree to the same level that his Genji impressed. Adam, another individual who's shown some great work on that Genji. You know, we've seen some big plays here. JNT on that Widow especially has found some clutch headshots. Golden, you know, of course, has through both his Dragon Strikes and his arrows the size of logs, have prevented entire team fights by either very late or very early picks throughout this matchup.
Yeah, I think J&T's Widow is like a huge part of why that point A defense was so strong. It forced Breaking Amateur to shift their dive focus towards the backline and therefore left their own backline exposed, and that's what caused so many resets of their backline getting annihilated. So, License to Tilt on their attack, the dive with the Genji Widow, not too surprising. The Mercy from Finume is to follow up with this dive as well.
Yeah, no, sorry, Breaking Amateur already losing one. JNT once again showing his prowess on that Widow, taking out Rising Red Star on that Ashe. However, Lolito answering back, making this a 5v5 situation as License to Tilt is going for that very aggressive dive. Thariel just barely staying alive thanks to the Biotic Orb and the Harmony Orb. Lolito's won, and it's going to allow Adam to escape. So it looks like License to Tilt came out the worst end of that trade, but they are going to be getting distance on the cart regardless.
Yeah, they didn't actually have anybody on the card until now, so it's, you know, some free meters they could have gotten while trying to contest that high ground. So Breaking Amateur getting ready to drop from the high ground to the low. No really ultimates you got to watch out yet, but how the tank battles are going to take place is what's important. Morkan getting dangerously low from a D-Mech and Breaking Amateur making that space. Anzi gets rid of the Ashe, and you got the D-Mech from the defense. So this is Breaking Amateur not doing too hot.
Lolito, as well as his partner in crime, Thariel, are just raining hell from above here. Adam's got to save his partner. He's in trouble. He's slept. He is getting pocketed by the Mercy. Just trying to do his best to keep him up, but he gets taken out. He had the Transcendence at the last minute, but it's not going to be enough. And first point is going to be captured as License to Tilt with 5 minutes. And all they need to do is get not even to the end, just pretty close. And they're going to be making this series a 1-1.
And Lolito actually was subbed in for Count in between maps, and he's been one on fire, and he even is, you know, sniping out JNT and making him hard to perform as a Widow. So I've been kind of a fan of this new substitution for Breaking Amateur, but License to Tilt, you got to watch out for this Blade, and you also got a Valkyrie and a Barrier. There's a lot of tools for License to Tilt, and Breaking Amateur equally as stacked in ultimates.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see which ultimate is going to be coming out. That's the Barrier from Tiger. That's actually pretty impactful since it now allows Breaking Amateur to have this Nano Blade if they decide to use it. But the Primal is coming out from Anzi, trying to zone them out. There comes the Nano Boost. What is going to be made of it? Blade is out. He's going to be finding one. He already used his dash, though. It means he's going to have to chase somebody else down by foot. And that could be 2 ultimates invested to only find Tiger on the Lucio.
And you had JNT who sniped the, what was it, a Junkrat, and now Rising's back to the McCree. And great stall from the tanks of Breaking Amateur to just prevent any meters from going through despite them not being in the member advantage. Self-destruct, getting Morkan back in mech, and now Adam is here with the Blade, and now trying to get after the supports. Gets rid of one, but there's tanks standing in the way, but not in this way of getting after Rising Star. And with the 2 or 3 kills License to Tilt just got, the D-Mech going through, License to Tilt are meters away from making this a 1-1 series.
Thariel did land the gigantic sleep onto Adam, but unfortunately the wake up was not fatal, and Adam manages to turn that 2K Blade into a 3K, and License to Tilt wants to end it right here, right now. Evandar on the point, just rolling around at the speed of sound, trying to buy some time for the rest of Breaking Amateur to get back as Thariel lands a anti-nade, but JNT with another huge headshot when it counts. Never Give Up is trying to contest, does manage to get the frag, and it looks like just by the skin of their teeth, Breaking Amateur is going to be coming back and taking back control of this point.
Yeah, Breaking Amateur just completely ignored JNT on that Widow and focused on the ground war, and then finally when the tides turned in their favor, that's when Never Give Up went after JNT. So some pretty smart decision making there as License to Tilt. They have 3 minutes to get just a few more meters left.
And these meters, they can be the most difficult of any point to actually succeed at. Of course, there's going to be very defensible locations as well as ultimates, 3 of them, all very big ones. Oh, that's unfortunate, Thariel. You went all the way up there. Golden, however, doing a 1-man solo takeout on JNT off screen, and that's going to put Breaking Amateur on the advantage as they push forward, trying to find more.
Breaking Amateur denying that high ground space too from JNT, not really letting him set up where he would like, so he's got to take some other positions. And License to Tilt have their blade online, and what's important is Breaking Amateur not surviving it. They don't have a barrier, and they obviously don't have a trans no Zenyatta. So Golden now has his blade online, and it's going to be blade versus blade, but actually JNT takes him out, and that's a free opportunity for Adam, who slices towards the back, dealing with some of the supports, and now it actually gets trapped back there. Now, Deadeye from Rising. Good zoning one actually finds Phenume, and that's a huge kill. You took out all the healing License to Tilt really had.
Yeah, the blade didn't quite work out. They managed to take out one and change it into the Valkyrie blade, but the blade, unfortunately, not very successful. And this still looks like Breaking Amateur with Lolito fragging Anzi. It's going to be one more fight in their favor, and License to Tilt, despite, you know, setting the example, putting the statement on their defense, are still struggling on the attack. So, Kings Row, both teams suck at defense. Gibraltar, both teams suck at attack. What is going on here?
I wonder if JNT is going to stay on that Widow, though. These are some hard lines of sight to get placed on, especially where Breaking Amateur are holding on top of that ship. But now you got a Hammond from Evan, and that could be, you know, giving a lot of ultimates for License to Tilt. It's a lot of HP to burn through, but he's got mines, and this is a good zoner ultimate to place on top of the cart. But License to Tilt are pushing the cart for free, and now Evan is there to drop. Mines are placed all over the place. This is going to make it very scary for License to Tilt to maneuver as a self-destruct clears the field for the offense. But Breaking Amateur are playing so well together, but the kills are starting to come through for License to Tilt. They're already up 6 versus 4, and now more. Anzi and Adam working in tandem to get after the supports. Tahariel is down. Now you got a Spin to Win and a Diva is the only thing really remaining for Breaking Amateur, and License to Tilt might have just done it here.
It looks like the Coalescence coming out. As long as they can figure out some way to get this ball off the payload, I think they should be good. And they finally do as it comes in. The blade is going to be more or less in celebration as Tahariel comes back on the Moira. Tahariel, again, being the only reason that this took so long, was being zoned out by Morkan Borkan on that Diva, but a clutch sleep dart allowed him to provide 6 or 7 seconds more of value. But despite that, it was in vain, and we're going to be having a 1-1 series going into map 3. Adam on the Genji. We've seen 2 Genji play the games. Here comes the blade. He's going to be finding one onto Lolito. Going to be chasing after finding the McCree. Going after the Adam, or going the Ana, gets slept, gets woken up, and this fatality is not successful. Reflected the Biotic Nade and the Swift Strike to finish. Makes that 3, and a beautiful combination. Morkan Borkan, I was going to say that he was going to be an important factor about whether or not this team was successful in the transition to dive comp, but a 61% kill participation says just about all you need to about that. So 1-1 between License to Tilt and Breaking Amateur. Breaking Amateur definitely showing they are the kings of Rhine Zarya. License to Tilt showing they are the kings of dive. So it's going to be a question of what is map 3?
It's going to be between Lijiang Tower and Oasis, Breaking Amateur's choice. And keep in mind, you know, Gibraltar was chosen by License to Tilt, so obviously they showed how practiced they were, and especially like on a point B attack. If you get your momentum slowed down there, it's so hard to come back from that, as proven with, you know, JNT make anything happen on the Widow for some time, especially when Breaking Amateur were denying that space. So we'll see what our final map will be. It'll be a control map, so it could be very chaotic and things can happen. And it looks like, what did we pick here?
Well, Phenume wants blue side. I'm not sure why that...
it's not a map, but
they want
we'll get there.
Blue side. That's so, okay. And no, they're not Linus Tech Tips. They are License to Tilt is what LTT stands for. But, of course, Oasis is going to be more of a divey map, whereas Lijiang going to be more of a death bally map. You know, we've got Night Market, which favors, isn't super required to have to have one or the other, but it definitely favors the Rhine Zarya. But Control Center, no question about it, definitely a Rhine Zarya favored map. So if Breaking Amateur is smart and they do have their map pick, if we're going to Lijiang, I think Breaking Amateur certainly has the advantage. But on Oasis, this is going to be a good series. So we're just waiting on the decision from Breaking Amateur, and we'll be jumping right into the third map of this series.
We haven't seen any Pharah. If we go to Oasis, you know, that could be a Pharah map, but both, especially for Oasis, I think you said it right, like dive will be a lot better. or at least the one that's chosen, and both teams playing a pretty solid Genji. Rising, I think, not quite at the level of, was it Adam? And then you had Lolito that was subbed in. I think he's going to be remaining as the support, or
actually,
Zenyatta.
we just got word.
Just swapped it.
We just got word that Lolito is swapping out for Count. Now, Count did have two, I think the proper term is questionable, ultimates during King's Row. Lolito, of course, was a little bit on the fragging side with the Zenyatta, as well, found some really good ultimates and put a lot of pressure on the enemy tanks. So we are seeing Count come back in. Hopefully he was able to kind of, forget that bad game on King's Row. He's going to be able to come in with a fresh mind. Count was definitely playing more Lucio, whereas Lolito was sticking more to the Zenyatta, so maybe they want that Lucio player, and it does look like the map is going to be, Lemon?
Lijiang Tower is where we're
Lijiang
going.
Tower is where we're going. So, it's going to be Lijiang Tower for the last match between these two teams, which could give Breaking Amateur the advantage. It was their map pick, and I think they picked correct. But is it going to be enough for them to turn this around and make it 2-1 and take this show match victory?
Well,
Guess we're going to find out.
we're starting on Control Center, so that's the map that, well, you can't play Goats and you can't play Brig.
And I was informed that the gentleman's agreement between these teams weren't to not run Goats. The agreement was to not run Brigida. So that is the gentleman's agreement between these two teams.
Gotcha.
Chad is still desperately trying to figure out what LTT stands for. It's okay, Chad. You'll figure out one of these days.
I thought it meant like Liddy Titty.
Yeah. Pretty sure. We're just gonna go with that one. We'll just ignore what's written at the top left of the screen, and just call it that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it looks like now this is a composition that was popular for quite a while. What was it called? The ice cream truck, the May Reaper Ryan Zarya. Have you seen this before? It's cut him in half and just mow him down with the Reaper. So this is a composition that has been pretty popular, especially with like Plat, Diamond, and Masters teams. It's going to be extremely powerful because it's not exactly the easiest composition to figure out how to play around. So I'm super interested to see this. Is it going to be effective? Are Adam and JNT any good on these heroes at all? But it's all going to come down to, can Adam split Breaking Amateur in half, and are they going to be able to follow up if they do? Wall, there's it up. Let's go.
Oh, the wall. That was a really great wall. It separated Evan from actually the rest of the team, but they're actually able to group up. And then you got Fenume, who dropped very early for License to Tilt, and that's your main source of healing now, only having a Lucio. But they've already pushed Breaking Amateur back quite a bit, and the May's proving to be quite an issue for Breaking Amateur.
So far, looking pretty good. Looks like Adam and JNT comboing together weren't able to get quite as much value out of JNT on the Reaper as you might hope, but they were able to actually land that second wall, the second split, and that was enough to send Breaking Amateur back to spawn. Now, this can be an extremely challenging composition to play around. You need to go through different chokes, you need to play rotations, or you need to play dive, but on Control Center, that can be harder said than done.
Evan just charged without the rest of his team, and he's like, guys?
What is my team doing? Team?
Help me?
Team, please.
Team?
Team?
Please.
Please. There's another wall. JNT finds Count. And so far, Breaking Amateur really struggling to find the answer to this May Reaper. Morgan Borkin just barely going to survive, and because of that surviving, he's probably going to be at 100 energy, and that's going to give him the Graviton as well. So 2 fights already in favor of Breaking Amateur. Sweet. However, Riptire coming out, is this going to be enough? They have Grav, they have Blizzard, they have Blossom, and they have Beat. Riptire, what's she gonna find?
What's she gonna do? Get exploded. So Golden also tried to run after JNT, who was slept. Free kill. Death Blossom on the field. It gets everybody licensed to Tilt in just commanding control of this map.
Yep, absolutely. It does look like, License to Tilt, the kings of cheese. We saw the Bastion come out on King's Row to great success compared to the other compositions they attempted. And here we are seeing the Ice Cream Truck just absolutely smash into Breaking Amateur and put them on ice.
Ooh, I like that pun. But like, how would you suggest that they deal with this?
They deal like
now
with
they don't
this
have a diva.
exactly like they're doing right now. Use that Lucio, rotate through white where they can't be split off nearly as easily. Here, Golden already finds one onto JNT, and now where'd that Blizzard go? It's going into the back right. It is going to be catching Thariel. Hammer coming out as well as the Nano Boost as kills are being traded left and right. It's a 4v4 situation. Morkan Borkin with the barrier as well as the healing from Phenom's going to try and keep him up. 3v3 situation, but it looks like the kills are finally going the way of Breaking Aperture unless Tiger can clutch this out with the help of Phenom. Looks like it's only Never Give Up. JNT hovers back from spawn, and that's going to be the overtime clock ticking down as Never Give Up gave up. So, Breaking Aperture getting cheesed. And round one is going to License to Tilt.
I don't maybe agree with the Roadhog swap. More because I think D.Va is so necessary against a Reaper. She's the only one who can matrix all of that damage coming in close, and you also maybe need a Zarya to bubble some of that, especially against a Mei who's going to be freezing your teammates. A bubble could really be critical to save during those ultimates, and even a D.Va to eat that any blizzards to come in. So Breaking Amateur just didn't know how to deal with it. Like, maybe great rotations, but not the heroes to get it done.
Now, this is going to be an interesting play here. I like that both teams have gone to the Pharah, Adam and JNT. The Pharah and the Widowmaker, especially with JNT's competence on the Widow, could make this extremely dangerous for Golden. But even more interesting than that, look at that kill already coming out. Evan Dar. Oh! Okay, JNT, chill the hell out. This is, They have families. At least give them a chance. JNT, stop! Stop, JNT!
Stop!
Oh,
Stop!
JNT! Jay, stop! That's filthy! Let this. What?
Stop it!
Stop it! This is 6v6, not 1v11, friend. Let the rest of the people play the game too.
Wow, that was disgusting. And he's like gonna have Infrasight after the first fight, and that's pretty disgusting. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and Golden is like, fuck this Widow shit. All right, they have a really good Widowmaker player. I think this might have been a bad idea. Okay. Breaking Amateur rotating over to the white side, trying to remove those sight lines from JNT. Is it gonna matter? Is it gonna be successful? Let's find out.
What's gonna be rough is they don't have a main shield to actually protect their supports. They only have a D.Va that can matrix it, and Evan is not really focused on getting after JNT, so JNT is getting free shots.
Yeah, he manages to find one of more of those shots onto Rising Red Star. Is being contested count, and Never Give Up with the little pincer attack is going to finally take out that massive threat that is JNT. Adam there, however, is going to be picking up where JNT left off. Thariel getting saved by that bubble, getting demeched, and Never Give Up is going to be taken out. Oh, just stands there and accepts his fate. Rising Red Star is on the point. Not sure what he's going to be attempting to accomplish. This isn't really a stalling situation, since LTT already has the point. And so far, it just seems like License to Tilt's macro game is just so much better than Breaking Amateurs.
And it's
Breaking
Amateurs not choosing the right hero compositions, and now just getting a main shield to protect some of these shots from JNT. Now Evan has to play a lot more carefully. The supports have to be out of line of sight. You especially need them. License to Tilt, 5 ultimates on the board, and Inversight was just used. Breaking Amateur caught in the middle of a Graviton and a barrage to pair with it right on top. Evan is down. No main shield, no mech, but maybe Golden's Dragon Strike is enough to make space, but it didn't get the kills that they needed. Now an engaging Transcendence from Breaking Amateur. It's their last chance. It's 97, and now we have License to Tilt in map 3 about to walk away with the 2-0 on control. But look at this comeback from Breaking Amateur, using the blade in the 3K, 4K comeback from Rising Star. Are you kidding me? But Adam is still alive, and he's not giving the point up yet.
Yo, Rising Red Star! The reflect right into Evan's face shuts that counter clutch down in its tracks, and Rising Red Star, the hero, absolutely keeping Breaking Amateur in this game. Golden, nothing says fuck you like a sonic arrow to the face, and that's going to be Breaking Amateur remaining in this game. It's going to be a tall order, but it's 99 to 15%, and this game is not over yet.
License to Tilt used every ultimate they had and lost the fight. If that's not a feels bad, I don't know what it is. To be fair, it came down really to the wire of Rising Star popping the heck off. So License to Tilt now towards the left, and they actually haven't figured out where they're going, kind of waiting for J&T, waiting for Morgan, but they got a free D-Meg onto Never Give Up without a fight even started, and now you got a Nano onto Anzi. He goes for 2 Nano Reinhardts, just beating the crap out of each other. Who's going to be on top, though? It's Anzi who gets low, but actually the pin... Oh my god, it's Evan who comes out on top in the Rhine duel. Now that's big for Breaking Amateur, but it's back and forth kills. You got a 2 versus 2 now on the point. Adam versus a Zenyatta, and Count wins it. Breaking Amateur holding on by the skin of their teeth.
Borkin's shield recharge is going to just give him enough life against Rising Red Star that he has to back off towards the point. But unfortunately here, we're going at 65%. We're not quite at final fight territory, although we are coming close to it. But this time, Borkin, and Adam once again have their wombo combo. They connected with it last time. There's the dragon. It's going to be heading right into their face, but I think they're going to be able to survive. They just got to wait that one out, and then they've got to load in. Where is Adam? You see him lurking. He's waiting. He knows it's here, but you know who else knows it's here? Never Give Up. And he's just trying to burn that D.Va down. There's the grab. It connects, but can we get the Zarya or the Pharah into position? We can, but there's damage coming in. Golden managed to find the Pharah, and this is still anybody's fight. Breaking Amateur looks like they are going to be holding on to this point, and we're seeing the reverse sweep on the round. Rising Red Star, both of his blades, and we see them come behind on the round, and this is 1-1 on Glishong Tower. What the? Oh my goodness.
What the actual heck?
What the actual heck is right? Rising Red Star. It's not over yet. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Like, the actual come around of getting to 99%, Rising Star getting a quad kill, allowing Breaking Amateur to take the point when they honestly shouldn't have at that point. They almost pretty much lost the fight, and then they held on to it, going against wave and wave of ultimates from License to Tilt. They were using grabs, shatters, Breaking Amateur, surviving every bit of it. And now, on the last point, we're here on Night Market, and, well, we got the May and the McCree from License to Tilt.
Now, the May and the Reaper worked out pretty well on Control Center, but this is Night Market. May Cree? This is interesting. It could work out for them, but it also could be a gamble that just does not pay off.
Yeah, you can easily go around these doorways. It's a good start to just slow down some of the tanks coming in from the other team of Breaking Amateur. And look at these kills already ringing in. That'll be a free capture for them.
And one of the things, Rising Red Star, he's not really a diver, right? He doesn't dive with the Winston or anything like that. He is a backline assassin, and he goes in solo. He likes those solo frags, and he has no problem trying to fight 1v2 with his, honestly, above-average movement and mechanics. However, against a May in the backline who can just left-click you and slow you down even through that reflect, this is going to make Rising Red Star's playstyle extremely challenging, and Breaking Amateur is going to have to adapt if they want any hope of taking this championship.
Never Give Up, almost out of mag. They have to be careful how they engage here. Breaking Amateur taking their time going in, and a Nano possibly going to be given to Evan. Or, that's a good start, taking out J&T, and now that's the go sign for Breaking Amateur, throwing in the Dragon Strike, doesn't find anything yet, and 2 responding kills for License to Tilt. It's back and forth. Graviton is still holding on for Morgan. The barrier used to save the tanks, and Evan can only hold on to his shift, or sorry, his right click in the middle of the Nano, so not finding any value, and had used the Shatter but got annihilated before he could use it. So Breaking Amateur making a ton of mistakes here, and License to Tilt hold on to the point.
The last thing that you want to have happen when you whip out a Dragon Strike and a Dragon Blade is for your team to go down 2. But that's exactly what happened in Breaking Amateur. Now, with those 2 ultimates used and off, Rising Red Star has swapped off onto the Pharah. This is a really good, against the May, but they still have J&T on the Kree. He's not on that Reaper like he was on Control Center, which makes this Pharah pretty easy to shut down. Especially without that Mercy. They are playing Lucio Moira. Boom. Right there, he's on the flank. He's going to trade for it, but that trade is still going to buy him time. And he finds one more before he goes down. Suicidally Never Give Up gets taken out. The Transcendence is coming out, but the Transcendence has come out after J&T killed 2. Anzi, however, finds 1 in response, and they're going to point, but this is 91%. Breaking Amateur needs this. Maybe they just want to make this exciting and have another 99-0 come from behind, but that is looking less and less likely. I say that. Well, maybe not.
They're turning it around. They got rid of Adam on that Mei, and that's just been so much easier for their tanks to move around and be aggressive without the worry of getting the walled off, without a worry of getting frozen to death. And Breaking Amateur, are they going to do this again with the Deja Vu? Because License to Tilt got almost every ultimate on board. We'll see if Breaking Amateur can survive it. License to Tilt only need one fight win to take our series.
If they do this again and I was licensed to, or if I was licensed to tilt, I would be mad.
Would you tilt?
I would tilt. I would have a license to do so, in fact. You know, you've got 4 coming on 6 ultimates. You just need one team fight. How could you possibly fuck this up? This is going to drag it so beautifully placed. It isn't going to find anybody, but it is going to give Morkin Borkin charge here. That's the last thing you wanted to give to a Zarya that has Graviton anyway, as well as things to combo. Here comes the Blizzard. It looks like it was eaten successfully. No, what? I thought I heard Blizzard. I didn't. Golden's coming out. JNT finds 2. Count is going to be taken out. Is he going to be able to find the right click? He is. There's the right click. Mini Diva Morkin on the cleanup. Finds 4 there. I thought for sure I heard Blizzard, but it looks like it's just going to be the Zarya versus the Reinhardt here, as both teams are waiting for reinforcements. Evandar's like, team, please. Please help me, team.
Great stall, though, and that kind of didn't go License to Tilt's way from just Anzi's shield being broken early, but it's been down to these 1v1s at the very end. Breaking Amateur on the back foot, barrage from above, it's shut down. Now a Transcendence from Breaking Amateur to keep their diva up, but License to Tilt still have a Blizzard in their back pocket, and they're gonna use it now, especially when Never Gonna Give Up can't eat it when he's out of mech, and that is Evan back as the Hammond. His Ana and Tracer by his side, but not the numbers that Breaking Amateur are looking for, as ultimates coming in for License to Tilt, but Breaking Amateur are missing in action, and License to Tilt will take our series 2-1.
2-1 indeed. License to Tilt not able to find the answer on King's Row, but through Gibraltar and another Genji play of the game, and honestly, well-deserved. Rising Red Star came up absolutely insanely clutch on guard in order to find what I believe is a 5K. The 5th kill probably won't be coming out because it was quite a few seconds after this, but that, of course, was the 4K you saw, and after that play of the game completed, he did find the 5th kill with a rocket redirect to keep his team in the game. What a fantastic series. GG's from both teams here, and good luck in the next series of the GitGud European Tournament Series. That was, of course, today's show match, and we're going to be jumping into the finals of the North American Championship.
We actually have to switch servers, too.
We do actually have to swap servers. So we will be right back as we just kind of swap over from the European servers onto the North American servers. But don't worry, we've got lots of action left today. We've got lots more Plat and Diamond level Overwatch. You know what? We say that, and you're like, ha, lol, who would want to watch Platinum Overwatch? But good God, some of these teams will just impress the pants off you, right? I'm not wearing pants, Lemon's not wearing pants, and you shouldn't be either.
Yep.
But we'll be back in a few, and once we're back on the North American server and ready to go with the next series. See you in a few. And we're back. Welcome, welcome. Everything is set up. We are ready to go for the remainder of the tournament. We're going to be looking at the NA Finals here. Now, just to bring everybody back up to speed, if you are just joining us, this is the GitGud North American Tournament Series. This is a 2-month-long tournament series that is open for anyone between the ranks of Platinum and Low GM, which we define as 4250. So if you are anywhere between 2500 SR and 4250 SR and you are interested in a tournament series, you can either sign up as an individual or as a pre-made team if you are already a part of a Platinum, Diamond, or Masters level team. If you would like information on how to do that, you can go ahead and hit !GGNA, and Nightbot will give you the proper directions. Now, enough of that. Let's talk about the finals of GGNA, where we're at. So let's take a look at the brackets. LemonKiwi, bring us up to speed on this first match between Where's My Coach and Bread Gators, and let us know what we have in store today.
All right, folks, you're looking at the bracket, and our 2 finalists are Bread Getters versus Where's My Coach. Bread Getters coming from the winner's bracket, and a spicy match you might have missed is Bread Getters beat Where's My Coach already once, 3-0 in the semifinals, causing Where's My Coach to go into the loser's bracket, but they are back, and they're looking for Bread. But this means because that Where's My Coach came from the losers bracket, Bread Getters start off already 1-0 in the series of this best of 5. But there's no bracket reset. The only advantage Bread Getters have from the winners bracket is being up 1-0 already without having to play.
That's quite a sizable advantage. Now, this is, of course, not the first time that these teams have played. We were just talking to the tournament admins, and Bread Getters and Where's My Coach have actually faced 3 different times throughout the series leading up to this point. So Bread Getters are the favorites, but Where's My Coach has played them before, they know what to expect, and they are back for blood.
Yeah. And the match that you guys just saw, by the way, was just a European grudge match against 2 teams that were crap talking each other on the internet. And now we decided the winner.
That?
And you got to settle in some Overwatch custom games. Obviously, that's how you fight in the yard of gamers.
Yeah, you got to settle it on in the custom games there. But
right.
You know what?
1v1 me, bro.
Are the losers ever satisfied? Or there's always got to be one more, right? It's kind of like when you lose in a best of 3.
I was lagging, bro. European servers, nah.
It was lag. You broke the gentleman's agreement. You were smurfing. Yeah.
You're smurfing.
You're smurfing. Damn Smurfs. But yeah, okay. So we're going to be looking. This is the finals of the beginner division. So I believe these are platinum averaged teams. So you're going to be seeing some pretty interesting Overwatch, and hopefully the skill of the individuals as well as the teams as a whole and their coordination, because they have been working together for the last 2 months, solid scrimming, competing, evolving, getting better, having coaching. So we should be in for some pretty stellar Overwatch today. Looks like we're just having a little bit of an issue.
We're just trying to figure out the whole first map selection. Is it a coin flip? Is it the higher seed picking it? Is it just completely random? Because last time we left it up to Twitch chat because it was a show match, but this is actually some very serial business. So we need
super serial
business. So we need to figure out who gets to choose the map.
Lunar just confirmed in Discord. Okay. So it looks like we are just going through the map select here, and it looks like we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower. So we just saw it on the show match, but it is going to be the first match between Where's My Coach and Bread Getters. So the show match that you saw was a best of 3. However, this match being the finals for the actual entire tournament is going to be a best of 5.
And Bread Getters are already up 1-0, so they only have to win 2 maps to take the finals, while as Where's My Coach need to win 3. Easy math.
Yeah, so again, this is a double elimination bracket, but instead of playing 2 different best of 5s, the advantage for coming into the finals from the winners bracket is just a 1 map advantage. So it looks like we are going to be starting on Control Center here, so I will tab in just a moment, and then we will get started.
And I think Brig, unless I'm told otherwise, I think Brig is now no gentleman's agreement, so people can play Brig, and we'll have to see if people actually do that.
Yeah, this isn't a show match. This is for all the glory, which means that, hey, if teams want to play GOATs, well, it looks like at least Where's My Coach might be a fan of GOATs, but who really knows what Bread Getters are going to be running here? They're showing the Torbjorn Symmetra Hammond, so maybe they're just being cautious of stream snipers. Who knows? Wouldn't want to give any potential advantage to their opponents, but Where's My Coach already on the Zenyatta GOATs, or at least showing it? Looks like they have shown up to win and aren't fucking around even in the slightest.
No fucking around. That's pretty big brain. Yeah, okay, now swapping to the Zen Goats, it seems, for Where's My Coach, and equally mirrored from Bread Getters.
Round 1.
All right, we'll start off on Control Center, where, I mean, the main goal of Zen Goats trying to place that Discord onto the enemy Reinhardt, or even a Zarya could be another good target to prevent that energy, give your Zarya the advantage to start. As Where's My Coach start off on the white side, and Bread Getters rotating towards the mid and trying to pressure them back.
Yeah, this was actually a really interesting rotation from Bread Getters, who actually were on the red team. We had a Little minor technical issue. Don't worry about that. We fixed it. Our tournament admins are the best. But I really liked that rotation from the side of Bread Getters. Now, they had the Zenyatta goats here, and one of the things that you want to do with Zenyatta goats is give your Zenyatta the best lines of sight possible. So if you rotate through white initially, that Zenyatta is going to maybe have a much more difficult time of being able to find those very clean sight lines. But if you put yourself onto the point, then Ivil there on the Zenyatta is going to be able to spam to his heart's content, and it worked out. The other team also going to be matching Zenyatta goats. There comes out the hammer, doesn't find anything except for Suka Punch in the backline. Board maybe overextending here. The rally's going to be coming out a little bit too late, and they're going to be pulling back to the point. They're just going to try and stabilize so they don't have to give up the point.
Yeah, you gotta retreat because the 8-bit nerd has very close to his own shatter, and you got Umbreoff, I guess, that has the Graviton soon, and now you got no Transcendence from the defense, so that's a free Graviton to be thrown and no healing to go into it. All the damage coming in from Where's My Coach, and they will retake the point here.
And that was a bloody murder there. Umbreoff's Graviton finding all of them, and then all of them removed from play. Now, Bread Getters did play that really well. After having lost board on the Reinhardt, they retreated and stabilized back onto point, so they still got 45%, but now they need to fight to get this point back.
Fighting to get the point back. Graviton at the ready for Bread Getters, and they get everybody in it. A counter shatter comes out, but the barrier from touch, that's really what saved Where's My Coach. Now backing off from the self-destruct from Pit Pad, and Bread Getters starting to rally, but they're not really getting the attack that they wanted. The Graviton wasn't as flawless. They didn't get the barrier out and didn't have enough damage to just burn through the barrier. So Where's My Coach pushing Bread Getters farther back.
And this fight was absolutely disastrous for Bread Getters. Not only did they use ultimates and not be able to convert this into a fight capture, but through the cleanup, it looked like Where's My Coach was able to farm a significant ultimate bank back up. And now they have Umbreoff with another Graviton. They're going to be having Rally to armor everyone up past that, and this is going to be even more of a difficult fight for the Bread Getters to win.
And Ivil needs to hold on to this Transcendence for Umbreoff's Graviton, and not actually using it quite yet. Self-destruct use from Mushroom Man, and does get, I mean, all the tanks are out from Bread Getters, and it's been consecutive fight losses for them. Now 70% plus from Where's My Coach. Bread Getters is getting close to their last chance to contest.
And Bread Getters are the favorites in this match. Not only are they undefeated through the winner's bracket, but they had faced Where's My Coach 3 times in the past and won all 3 of those times. But so far, Where's My Coach is looking to go for a revisionist history and take this tournament championship for their own.
Bread Getters, oh no, you have a Board's shield that got broken. He's got stunned. Both Reinhardts are out. It's not a pretty fight whatsoever. Trades back and forth in overtime. Bread Getters, their last chance to flip this one. They have the number advantage, just chasing down the last 2 remaining off tanks and the Lucio, and they will flip it right here.
Looks like Parallax is wanting to chase him down, but Tuchniak manages to stay alive. It looks like Bread Getters is going to be going through 50%. Thankfully, they do have both of their defensive support ults online, but unfortunately, Where's My Coach has the same. So this is going to be a very scary fight. Chaotic ultimates flying, and we're going to see whose Qs turns into Ws in this next fight.
Well, both teams have barriers, so they should be able to survive the Gravitons that are coming up. Board, though, slams it down and does sort of stall out Where's My Coach's attack, but they get caught in the middle of a Graviton launched out from Umbreoff, and the barrier used. The self-destruct from Pit Pat. Bread Getters, they're still in the advantage now. The shatter from the 8-bit nerd, not finding much. Now both Reinhardts out. Bread Getters still in full control with a high-energy Zarya to lead the way.
Looks like Bread Getters are going to keep in control. Mushroom Man is right off the edge, but we are now with 90%, and Umbreoff realizes that this is not where they wanted to be with 5% left. Umbreoff is trying to flank in order to touch that point. 4 seconds left. Can anyone touch? Looks like they can, as Tuchniak, with the help of the projected bubble, is going to trigger overtime, but can Where's My Coach stack back together in time to actually get a next fight? And there is one, but unfortunately the hammer lands, and can they survive this?
Oh, what a pin from Board. Now he's after the support so deep into the back line, and there's nothing Where's My Coach can do. Overtime dwindling away, and Bread Getters do secure our first point on Control Center.
You know what? They secure the first point of Li Zhang, but it did not look clean. It did not look like Bread Getters were in control, and that second to last fight could have gone any which way. Bread Getters, you know, the favorites, the expected winners, but Where's My Coach is not going to make this easy.
Oh, absolutely not, especially on Control Center, where as soon as you lose the point, it takes so long to break through the choke. And it was flips back and forth with Bread Getters. I mean, making that a close one. Now we're here on Gardens. We'll see. Where's My Coach hovering over the Zen Goats? Bread Getters might do something different here. The Far Tracer isn't something we've seen for quite some time, but was a very viable composition of the poke damage from the Far and then the Tracer to finish it off.
Here we go with Ender kind of be looking around for those rockets. It looks like they haven't even scouted out the Zen Goats composition of Where's My Coach. There's the concussion, doesn't land anything, but does get a little bit of disruption here. Now, with the Pharah pick as well as the dive here, that Zenyatta is not going to be very good at keeping the rest of Where's My Coach alive. And they've already found the Zenyatta, they've already found the D-Max, so now they really have nothing that they can do against this consistent spam pressure of Ender coming in through this window.
I need healing.
Mushroom Man is out of the fight for Where's My Coach, but their tanks are trying to hold on, but Ender's been completely ignored, and that's been a lot of damage for this Pharah, and there's no hit scan for Where's My Coach to really protect from it. Now a barrage rains down, and I think Ender really held this fight together for Bread Getters.
And you know what? Honestly, pretty much a textbook dismantling of a Goats composition, something that has certainly been attempted in pro play before to varying levels of success. You know, sometimes we even see the Hammond in place of the Winston, but especially when you win a fight that decisively, not even giving up a single tick, no percentage points on this Koth map. Now look at the ultimate status for Bread Getters. They have ults to spare, and the only thing that's going to happen is Where's My Coach is going to eat them one at a time to the face.
They go through the small hallway, and Bittner getting close to a shatter, but this is where they're trying to hold this fortress, preventing Bread Getters from getting an angle on them, as the barrier used from Where's My Coach. Shatter at the ready, but they're lost their Brigitte, who had the rally, but nice shatter does get Pit-Pat out of mech. Board is probably next on the hit list, and Bread Getters might be losing this point here.
They might be, but it's not quite done yet. Let's go now. It doesn't have the recall. It's going to be able to stabilize for very long. And it does look like Where's My Coach is, you know, despite going against such a massive ultimate bank, is going to be able to cap that point. And a nice right click from Umbreoff is going to send Parallax back to spawn. And the swap going over to the side of Where's My Coach.
Well, now it's going to be maybe hard for Ender to get an angle inside of the point. Very much easier to defend with a Pharah than it is to attack with one.
Certainly is. Ender just around the outside. Going to be kind of like sneaking around looking for this barrage. No, they don't have a grab. What a great shot onto Touchniak, taking out the Lucio. Unfortunately, the Diva is still going to be the main disincentive, but manages to go somewhere else instead of looking at the barraging Pharah, and that's going to be a pretty easy two-piece, probably a three-piece if you can find that Zarya. He does. The Diva's next, and a nice little 4K. Most of them in the cleanup, but you know what? I'll take it. And Ender taking back that point with you know what? Not much time wasted at all.
And Umbreoff did not get a great Graviton. He lost shot on the other side of the pillar, which only got the tanks, but meanwhile they were getting barraged in the face, so they weren't able to follow up with that Graviton. And you see Umbreoff now giving the Zarya to Mushroom Man, who was the Diva before, and Umbreoff bringing out that hit scan to deal with Ender, because he is the biggest threat on Bread Getters.
Yeah, and they do have the Transcendence. So they might be able to actually survive against these next assaults. And unfortunately, Parallax and Ivel, both with support ultimates of their own, is going to... Oh no! Parallax pulls out the Reddit Lucio. The fight is already answered back. Sucker Punch is low. If he wants to keep his team in it, he would have had to use that Transcendence, but unfortunately it's not going to be the case, as now it's anybody's fight here. Barrage is coming out onto... Finding two. Umbreoff, however, takes him out. Parallax, both of the Lucios fighting each other. Umbreoff finding a second, however, getting taken out here. And the Bit Nerd, sorry, what is his name? The 8-Bit? The 8-Bit Nerd? I like it. The 8-Bit Nerd trying his best, but getting taken out. Zenyatta learning to fly.
Yeah.
And learning to fall. So... Bread Getters looking certainly a lot more dominant on the Garden map, you know, making great use of that Tracer Pharah dive combination and managing to beat out the Goats composition, something that I'm sure the chat is, you know, pretty pleased about. You always got to be happy when Goats gets taken out here. But, you know what? A lot more of a commanding presence in that second map than that first map. But, you know what? It's not over yet. However, Bread Getters, once again, since they did come up through the winner's bracket... oh, excuse me. Do you want to explain? Oh, God.
Yeah, Bread Getters are already up 1-0 because they came from the winner's bracket. That's the advantage you get instead of getting a bracket reset. So yeah, they're already up 1-0, but now with that map win, they're currently up 2-0. So one more win in this best of 5, and Bread Getters will be your GitGud NA champions. But at least this gives Where's My Coach a chance. They'll be picking the next map, and you know, from our last series, we saw that can give your team the advantage if you feel more practice or you want to sort of pick a map that specializes for maybe a certain hero that your team is better at. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and this is, of course, the finals for the beginner division. After this match, we'll have the finals for the intermediate division. So just taking a quick look at those brackets once again, you can see that Bread Getters, as we were just talking about, came in through the winner's bracket, having taken out the Janitors there. And then in the semifinals, they took out Where's My Coach, who then once again beat Scuffed Goats in the loser's bracket semifinals to return to the grand finals here, which is what you're watching. So if you are confused about why Bread Getters entered this match up 1-0, it is because they came in from the winner's bracket and had already beaten Where's My Coach once previously. Again, Bread Getters and Where's My Coach have faced 3 times throughout this tournament series. This tournament series is a 2-month-long affair, so there's some, I would say, bad blood between these teams that is getting just laid out there on the map.
And Where's My Coach did pick Junkertown as our next and maybe even final map of the series. And Bread Getters get to pick their sides, which I think they will remain on the attack. And you just say, you know, there's nothing against cheese. And I mean, the whole pirate ship with the Bastion, this was a reason why people didn't really want to play Junkertown.
Yeah.
And you also got the double sniper comp that is very viable for this map. So there's tons of stuff that can make this map very difficult to either attack or defend on.
It is, however, very interesting to me to see that Where's My Coach is going to Junkertown. Junkertown, a map that can have a lot of benefit if you have a good Orisa player, if you have good sniper players. But just based on looking at Lijiang Tower, we saw that Bread Getters at least had individuals who are very, very comfortable on DPS. So if I was, you know, if I was Where's My Coach, I would have been looking at maps that were less DPS dominant. Because if Bread Getters has a good sniper player, which we don't know, we've seen a good Tracer, we've seen a good Pharah, but maybe Where's My Coach think they have the better snipers. And it does look like Umbreoff has already locked in that Widowmaker. So, could be the case. Guess we'll find out.
After this episode of Dragon Ball
Z.
Bread Getters on the attack, and I mean, they could do anything, but Where's My Coach? Slowly getting out of spawn will be a Widowmaker, Ana, and Hanzo, so technically triple sniper. And this can be very cool to be running on the defense because you can have a crossfire between different areas of the map, and there's lots of lines of sight and places to stay out of line of sight as a sniper. So what Bread Getters are going to run against this is what's going to be interesting me.
This I do really like the Diva Orisa pick. You know, usually you're going to be seeing things like you know, the Orisa Roadhog, and you can go for kind of like those the halt hook combos. But I honestly think that especially in these tournaments so far, like we saw it on the European show match, that teams often undervalue Diva. Now, Diva, especially if you're within that fall-off range of an opponent's Orisa shield, can do quite a lot of shield break, especially with that micro missiles. But here we are seeing Bread Getters finally selecting their composition, and we're going to be seeing this solo healer triple tank Bastion composition, and this is going to be quite the interesting fight to see if Where's My Coach can dismantle this. Looks like they're already changed position, falling back. They're going to save all of their resources for a fight under this second bridge.
So Roadhog is great because you can do the whole halt and hook where you haul people up in the air and you try and hook one into a bait or basically into a kill. And also Roadhog is great at breaking shields. So where's my coach staying out of line of sight? Now they finally drop onto the cart, but it's the snipers really of bread getters that are making the backline of where's my coach so weak, and Board is taking shots to the forehead, but he's still alive and well. And also bread getters running at Mercy means they get resurrects. So in a 4v1, where's my coach going to soft reset before the end of point A.
Mushroom Man, however, we were looking at it. I didn't think that anything was going to happen on the point, but Mushroom Man actually managed to kill 3 before going down himself. But one of the things that I really liked about what Bread Getters did on this point here is that they had the Widowmaker sitting on that flank the entire time, a second massive threat compared to what the Bastion was doing on the cart.
Oh, Dragon Strike coming from the defense to not really much value. He'd rather secure maybe where the reinforcements could be coming from. I'm not sure what he was trying to get at, but where's my coach starting to stabilize on that cart? Bread Getters, they have trying to escape with their Mercy and Roadhog still intact, and it will be the case.
They do manage, however, to get to the DMAC onto Mushroom Man, which is going to leave him mini, and at only 30%, it does seem that Bread Getters are going to be able to attack this point while they are missing their Diva Mech. And especially with Ender having the tank form on the Bastion, this could spell disaster pretty quickly.
Well, in for sight from Bread Getters, and this is mainly to see where is Mushroom Man? Is there, where are the snipers? But tank configuration started from Ender, and a self-destruct 3K. They were just not, everyone was trying to scatter away from the tank configuration. The self-destruct took advantage of that. Bread Getters clear in the number advantage, secure point A.
Yeah, the Diva Bomb does find 3. You know what? You distract them enough with a tank in your face. The Reinhardt had the decision, basically shield the bomb or take tank shells from behind. And despite the attempt to shield the bomb, was not successful due to the chaos caused by that tank mode. And that is going to give Bread Getters the first point capture.
Well, where's my coach want to do is just dislodge this Bastion. That's the weakest part. It's not very mobile and takes some time to get in and out of configuration. So if where's my coach can collapse on top of them like they're doing and get this Graviton quick, this will be good. And they also got a great sleep and an anti onto Ivil. So this has been where's my coach coordinating this perfectly. Bread Getters trying to hold on with this Valkyrie, and I believe a nano was placed earlier on the side of where's my coach as they start to push Bread Getters back.
The good thing about that fight, despite Bread Getters being so very heavily dislodged and now being forced to swap off the Bastion, is due to the positioning, the way that Where's My Coach took that fight, they ended up kind of in the position of the attackers, while the actual attackers pushed the payload during that fight. So they did get a little bit of a distance on the payload. Hi, Hanzo. But yeah, that's going to be sent them back to spawn, and they're going to be swapping off. Now going on to the Genji and the Widowmaker, dropping that Mercy, which again doesn't really apply as much pressure to the actual tank fight as much as that Ana does, especially a well-played Ana.
We have a bit of a disconnect from Pit-Pat, the Diva player, and we're waiting for a pause, which whoever is hosting would have to do that. But what's great about the previous fight is where's my coach? They didn't actually have to use the Graviton, just the sheer collapsing on top of the Bastion, and the great antis from, I think it was Sucker Punch, really just deny the healing from Bread Getters. It really got rid of Ivil on the Roadhog, who I think now swapped to the Ana, and now Bread Getters not on that Bastion anymore.
They're not on the Bastion. They're onto a much better composition. They're going to have to wait for Pit-Pat to come back on the Diva, who lost any ult charge he did have. However, the defenders here onto the Goats. They aren't running the Zenyatta Ghost. They're running the Ana Ghost, so they have much more stability. And they also have ultimates to boot. So they have the Graviton. They have the Hammer. They could use the Hammer first so that they could use the Graviton later to help that Hammer charge back up. But they are going against Dive. So how is this Dive composition going to actually work to tear this comp apart?
Well, they're gonna get stomped on from that shatter that the 8-bit nerd just used, and great placement of, and that's kind of like a little bit of a drawback from Winston, is you don't always have your shield available to possibly block an upcoming shatter like another Reinhardt can. But Bread Getters are pushing the cart, and they're pressuring the tanks from Where's My Coach into a small corner. And now that Ender's on this Sphara, this might be a better look for them.
One of the things that I just really want to point out that impressed me both on Lijiang Tower Gardens as well as here on Junkertown is not just the DPS play from the side of Bread Getters, but the DPS players' positioning. One of the things that have just been fantastic is when they were playing Bastion Widowmaker, they were covering different sightlines, they were threatening different angles, and there you saw it once again. The Pharaoh came up over top, the Widowmaker flanked through heaven, and they set up so many different threats, so many different angles that the Goat's composition could just not deal with, and took second point based off of that kill zone, that crossfire, just without a single thought.
Oh, self-destruct over the top, and just get Umbreoff slightly low, but it's where's my coach. If they take this defensive fight win, this is going to be a really awful choke for Bread Getters to get through, and a very nice sleep on the pit pad there.
Unfortunately, Board's okay, popping out the Primal really quite early. Not even sure if that was worth it. He's not going to get much value out of it besides maybe feeding some extra ult charge. Trying to separate the 8-bit nerd. He's Xing out of his Primal, being forced down. So not much value had there, and now we still have 5 ultimates for the side of Where's My Coach on the defense, but a good Barrage and a good Dragon. As long as Mushroom Man doesn't eat those. Let's see if Mushroom Man is going to be able to shut down Let's Go for now and Ender on those DPS ults. No eat on the Dragon. Does find the Brigitte, and this fight is already looking to go in the favor of Bread Getters.
And you give the nano to the far, who now barrages on top, trying to survive, and great peel from Pitpat to Matrix Ender during that barrage. Self-destruct, though, catches the Hanzo from the attack off guard, but they're still in the clear fight advantage, and Ender has the skies clear. A minute and a half for Bread Getters to finish this map.
Ender Ender doesn't have the mercy that he did earlier, like on Lijiang Tower. However, is still able to find that value. However, Mushroom Man is going to be finding a much easier job of zoning him out. Falls down on the wrong side, is going to be able to be healed up as Where's My Coach is trying to take back control of that point. But Mushroom Man doing just a great job of putting so much pressure onto Ender that he can't find that same freedom to operate as he was previously. But once again, look at this flank. This Sucker Punch just getting so much pressure from the Pharah, and once again, Bread Getters push forward.
Well, the barrier was just used from Bread Getters, and Umbreoff now could get a lot more value from his Graviton if he chose to use it, but they seems like they're in a fight advantage for the moment. The self-destruct from Pitpat not doing much, but at what point is Umbreoff going to use it? Waiting for a full engage from Bread Getters, who are just kind of spread out, and it's not the best grouping for him to use it yet.
Umbreoff does still have this Graviton, so maybe they're going to group up, but Pitpat is just sitting there looking. He has the Dragon, and they're in trouble. The defense matrix and the body blocking isn't going to be enough, and he drops down without finding any value. There's the Graviton, ends up in the back line. It almost went through the D.Va entirely. Are they going to find a kill? They find one onto Let's Go for now, and that's a cleanup with 11 seconds on the clock. I think this is going to be the last fight.
Yeah, a couple seconds left. I don't think anyone from Bread Getters will be able to touch, so Where's My Coach will hold this payload at bay, or maybe actually the Lucio from the attack did trigger overtime, but still not in a position to actually get that payload moving. So Where's My Coach will be on the attack next, and if they do get that far in the map, they'll stay alive in the series, because keep in mind, folks, this 2-0 for Bread Getters in the best of 5.
You know what? But if you're Where's My Coach, you know you're behind. But the thing is, just like, this is not a bad defense at all. You know, they held 72 meters. And look at this payload position here. Third point usually is a struggle once you get past this tunnel right here. Trying to push from this point onwards is the challenge. Trying to push to this point on third, extremely doable. Easy, simple, could not be less of a challenge. They could do this blindfolded with one arm tied behind their back and their left ankle cut off. I don't know if they've ever actually tried that, but I'm sure they could do it. So we're looking extremely possible for Where's My Coach to turn this into 2v1 instead of being sent home from a clean 3-0 at the hands of Bread Getters.
Yeah, the things you hate to see, a 3-0 and that. It's not how you want to go out in the finals, and especially how hard Where's My Coach fought, you know, through the losers bracket. But it was Bread Getters that 3-0'd them previously. So is this another deja vu that's going to happen? At least Where's My Coach made this a winnable situation. Now can they actually get there?
Yeah, that is the question. Again, showing a little bit of a weird composition. The Sombra, you know, we're probably just wanting to prevent any potential stream sniping. The defenders are deciding to go for the Zenyatta Goats, a little bit of an interesting choice. Maybe they're expecting a Goats composition
double
of
main
their
tank
own on attack. So we're seeing a double...
Attackers incoming.
Wait. Hello?
Wait.
The payload.
Knock, knock. No one's there.
Hello?
But the Reinhardt Winston's definitely weird.
The Reinhardt Winston goes. Oh, they know! They know!
Oh, God.
But, you know,
No one's home. No one's home.
Okay, so the off tanks are going to be dropping to try and contest the point. But Bread Getters, already with the destroyed shield, they... Oh, that is bad. That is really bad. Where's my coach? Is going to pause the game. Unlucky.
Get off my lawn is a mood from where Bread Getters.
You know what? This is a really bad position to be in. If you're Bread Getters...
Yeah.
And the other thing is Pit Pat is now coming from spawn. He's not even in the little shanty shack. He's not there. They are missing their diva.
Okay, well, what do you think about this double main tank, though?
Well, they weren't on diva in the first place. You know, I'm totally fine with the Ryan Winston thing, but not when you need a diva. Diva is like a 95% pick rate in pro play for a reason.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going against even the slightest threat of a Bastion. You need that diva. It gives you 2 seconds, 2 very, very critical seconds to take out that Bastion. But without him, it's going to be a bit of a challenge here. And now with the Reinhardt shield broken by that spam, Where's My Coach can literally push the payload past this little hidey hole of Bread Getters, and there ain't shit they can do about it. And you know what? Absolutely fantastic decision from the Bread Getters to not burn ult charge and just say, GG, go next. We'll see you in a bit.
GG, go next, yeah. I mean, the double main tank, you know, you're missing out the diva. Yeah, the Matrix does absorb a lot of damage. Maybe you're using the Winston to just bubble off the Bastion from everyone else, and it could be viable, but you don't want to sacrifice the Zarya, so I get it, but the diva is back. And you got the Roadhog too with the Bastion. This is such a lethal composition, and Bread Getters, this is their last chance to contest A.
They are going to be going for it. The diva gets hooked, which means they aren't going to have the defense matrix on the Bastion. Whoever gets taken out, it's a 1-for-1 trade for the main tank. The 8-bit nerd drops next, and it does look like Breadguard is going to be turning this around. Mushroom Band going in. Ender just barely managed to survive and turns this into a 5v3. And it looks like this time it's going to be Where's My Coach engaging in mass suicide. Are we going to be seeing a swap off this Bastion? They got it a pretty fair distance, but I think that cheese is only going to work so many times. And it's not going to work when the defenders, Bread Getters, are now the one with the positional advantage.
Yeah, it did take Bread Getters a lot of time on that offense to get to A, so Where's My Coach? You know, not too far behind. But yeah, as soon as you dislodge that Bastion, it's going to be hard to put him back, especially that far into point A. And Bread Getters are actually hiding inside the house, so now the supports are just getting kind of railed from all angles,
It was going to be a little bit of a weird situation once again where the attackers become the defenders and vice versa in terms of positioning. But all it really required was Ender to win that Brigitte 1v1 during the chaos. They got split off, and that was enough. You know, if you win, if you're playing Goats and you're playing Brigitte and you win your 1v1, whether you do that with the assistance of the Harmony Orb and Discord Orb from your Zenyatta, or you do it with the assistance of Rally, it doesn't really matter. When you have a Brigitte and the opponent does not in a Goats matchup, that is pretty much a one-team fight right then and right there. And with It's a Vibe going down so early in the fight, well, that just gave Bread Getters the team fight win.
Okay, well, we have 5 ultimates. We make something happen, and maybe getting our Grav eaten is not what they were looking for.
But you know what is going to work?
Oh, Pit Pat. Huge bomb. Bread Getters win that fight. And man, Jayne Brett, the last minute, and Bread Getters about close to full holding Where's My Coach for the 3-0. This is not how you want to go out in the finals.
What a beauty. The grab got eaten, but then that hammer bomb, what a just so slick of an execution. And you know what? I'm really impressed with these teams. I'm super impressed with the team. We're seeing great ult coordination, great game sense, just great game sense on a team level. From both of these teams, the tactical resets, the awareness, the positioning, the rotations, the scouting, it's all fantastic. But you wouldn't want to see Where's My Coach go out like this on a full hold, but it's very much possible.
Nano onto the 8-bit nerd, but oh, he's taking in so much damage. You need this Graviton from Umbreoff to go off like now. Barrier used from both teams. Where's My Coach trying to find a position onto the payload, and a great shatter from the 8-bit nerd might have just won his team the fight without even needing the Graviton.
So exactly what Where's My Coach needed. Now they need to get a little bit of momentum because the time bank is not on their side. The Graviton's going to give them the advantage moving into the second point, but Bread Getters are really not that far behind. They have the Transcendence to cancel out any the Graviton attempt from Umbreoff, and then by that time, Let's Go For Now will have the Graviton to counterattack. So even though Umbreoff was able to keep that Graviton stored in his little bank there, the fight, the situation is still not quite on their side. Umbreoff hiding, want to find a flanking Graviton just to make sure that it's not eaten. It is a Graviton. It hasn't even been needed yet. Where are you, Zenyatta?
Well, bread getters are nowhere, actually, after that Graviton self-destruct combo from Where's My Coach. Everybody on fire, and mainly you got Umbreoff, who can just now store all this energy and be at a way higher pace than Let's Go For Now.
Well, you know what? The upside, that was such an early fight. You know, the downside, they don't get a hold of it in that, like, pseudo-choky area. The okay thing about that is that the Goats is not a really composition that can stuff early second point. And another benefit for what Bread Getters is doing is that they have this Transcendence to use offensively instead of defensively.
Oh. Shatter blocked. At least the 8-bit nerd blocked his, and oh boy, Where's My Coach getting pushed back? They still have a Nano, and you want to save your Reinhardt, and they actually give it to the Zarya, to Umbreoff, to get that Graviton so much quicker. And look at this, almost 85% plus, and that's what they need to possibly turn this fight in their favor, but they just decide to give it up.
And I absolutely just love the patience from the side of Bread Getters with those ultimates. They used their Transcendence instead of the Graviton, and then even after the fight was not won when the Transcendence was over, they knew that they had enough of an advantage to keep going without needing the Graviton. And now with 40 seconds left, we're in final fight territory. Not only does Board have his Earth Shatter once again, having connected with a fantastic one last fight, but Let's Go For Now still has that Graviton if he even needs it. If they win it without it this fight, which is perfectly reasonable, he's just going to use that as a celebratory victory for winning the North American Championship.
Oh, Bread Getters, they launched their Graviton first, counter Graviton, and everyone is stuck, but the self-destruct, it drops. It doesn't get anything from Pit Pat. Mushroom Man's turn, and there's actually no shield, but they actually crouch maybe behind the payload, but it doesn't matter because no one is dying here from Where's My Coach. They're collapsing on top of Bread Getters. We are now in overtime. Where's My Coach cannot afford any mistakes. The Brigitte dropping is fine, but no one else can die at this point. The 8-bit nerd gets the Nano. He's going to search forward to clean this fight up for Where's My Coach.
You know what? It could have been closer, but I'm not quite sure how. It does look like there's still, I was going to say 4 members remaining, but as I said, that 3 members of Bread Getters do drop. And Where's My Coach is staying in it by the skin of their teeth. They are still in this game. It is overtime. They're going to get up a little bit of a extra time bank as they push this in. 90 seconds on the clock. They have to go 72 meters. On the upside, Bread Getters don't have any ultimates. On the downside,
as on your screen.
Sorry?
Sorry. The fun fact of that just showed on the screen was Pit Pat. His Wi-Fi doesn't work, but his bombs do.
And that's absolutely been true. Bread Getters coming back in with a vengeance. They want to take a fight early to guarantee they'll have a second fight if it doesn't work out. Huge shatter from the 8-bit nerd is going to be knocking 3-2 with follow-up. Counter shatter coming up from Board, but he's going to be taken out. And it does look like Where's My Coach is going to be able to keep pushing it. 55 seconds on the clock. If you factor in time on the cart as well as the next fight, we're going to be moving into final fight territory. Pit Pat.
Crouching. Pit Pat. Someone help Pit Pat.
Okay. 43 seconds left on the clock. 1 fight to go. No ultimates from the defenders beyond rally, and the attackers have 4. If Where's My Coach win this, it's 2-1, and we're going to extra maps. If they don't, Bread Getters are taking the beginner division GGud NA Championships.
Oh, you got a Graviton for Umbreoff. If this works off, this will be great. It's launched in all the tanks of Bread Getters. Self-destruct over the top, and a great anti from Sucker Punch to just nail the enemy team. Transcendence from Bread Getters to try and sustain the remaining front line that they have left. But Bread Getters are falling apart. But what a kill onto the 8-bit nerd. This is now no main shields for the attack, and now they have to scatter from the self-destruct that actually finds one of the supports from the attacking team. Overtime into effect. There is no more chances from either team, and Where's My Coach are starting to step off. They only have a Lucio and a Baby Diva, and Bread Getters, they turn this defense around and will take the 3-0 in this final over Where's My Coach.
Pitpat, once again with that bomb, finds one, but that's all he needed to do. Not only did the bomb find one, but it forced Where's My Coach back off the payload in a very critical situation, gave them enough time to get those 2 reinforcements back from spawn, and then they were just able to snowball it back to a victory without the ability of Where's My Coach to reinforce. There's that beautiful 3K following the hammer from his Reinhardt, and you know what? Despite it being a 3-0, this was an absolutely fantastic match and a wonderful end to a beautiful championship series for the beginner division.
Super dominant of them.
I can't believe that fight went the way it did. I thought for sure we were going to see a map 4. I thought for sure. God, it's going to be really exciting when for the Tournament of Future Champions we have a replay system. Because we don't have the replay system working for this tournament. I hope you do have been enjoying the tooltips. Our tournament admins who are hosting the lobbies are also going to be the ones who are showing you the fun facts as our analysts try to give you a little bit of a history in these teams, as well as some fun facts about the players and their backgrounds. But for our next tournaments, we have some really cool additions to our tournament production tech, including replays. So in the future, we're going to be able to take a look at that again. But for now, we'll just let that linger and exist in your memory. But wow, what a series. 3-0, but closer than the score would imply, and well played by both of the teams.
And this is kind of considering Pitpat disconnected twice.
He did.
And they still won.
They disconnected at such a critical point in time on that first little shanty shack hide. It was kind of funny where neither team really wanted to show, but the attackers had to make something happen. They forced the point with their off tanks. They had Shield had the broken, then the DC with their disconnect, and then they do a tactical reset off the side. You know, it just shows, you know, these are plat teams. These are plat teams, and they're executing such high-level strategies. It's just super impressive to see, and rank doesn't mean everything. You know, of course, you know, you've got the Grandmaster teams can do this all the time, but, you know, plats aren't dumb. They're not incompetent when you put them in
They're not dumb.
They're not dumb. You know, we use plat chat as an insult, but honestly, I have been nothing but impressed seeing the level of Overwatch that has come out of plat and diamond level tournaments.
Well, I think we have some players from Bread Getters that are interested in an interview. So, Jayne, I'll let you, if you want to do it, to drag them in.
Certainly. Do we have the names of the individuals we're interviewing?
Looks like Parallax and Ender are down. Don't know if you want one of them or both.
Well, Parallax, I just dragged. Oh, that was Ender.
Oh, hi, that's me.
Damn it, we didn't want you, Ender.
God damn it. Scuffed NA. Scuffed, okay.
Where did Parallax go? I don't know. Do you want to be interviewed, Ender?
Sure, I'm down.
Sup? How you doing,
We were
Ender?
just kidding.
I'm good.
Well played. Congratulations.
Thank you. It feels so good.
It feels so good. Did you kind of like come into this knowing that you were going to win, that it was your tournament to win, or was it your tournament to lose? Just what were your feelings going into this tournament?
Going into the tournament, I expected to get better at the game, obviously, which I do think it happens. Oh, hi, JD.
Hello.
I dragged you into a sneeze. That's Parallax. He said he's JD.
Oh, cool.
What's up?
Hi, Parallax. We're just talking to Ender
Hello.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
bless
Ender.
you.
We apologize.
It's all good. Yeah, so coming into the tournament, I expected to not do as well as we did, but I did expect to make playoffs.
You expected to make playoffs, so that's good. And what rank are you right now on the rank ladder?
I'm currently 3.1k.
You're 3.1k, so congratulations on making Diamond. But what has been like is this the first tournament you've played in, the first team you've been on?
It's not the first team I've been on, but it's the first tournament I've been with full team experience.
Now, if there were any plats and diamonds in the chat who have not joined a team, not tried pugs, not tried tournaments, would you recommend that they play in tournaments? And if so,
Absolutely.
what was the best part of this experience from your perspective?
All right, first of all, ranked is trash compared to tournament play. Let's just get that out of the way. So, yeah, I would definitely say join a tournament. Like, try to get on a team. Play with the team. Play pugs. It feels so good to play with the team, play really well, and get 5Ks and 6Ks.
Yeah, it does feel great, and it looks great. You guys played fantastically. Parallax, a question for you. Now, a lot of the things you were doing looked really quite impressive, really well coordinated. Did you guys receive coaching? Like, how did you actually build up the strategy as a team? And did you have a singular shot caller? Like, how did the actual strategy develop as a team, and how did you execute mid-game?
Okay, so, funny story, our coach actually goes to the same college as I do.
Oh, really?
And one of the other support player on our team. And so he's like a higher tier player, and he's just been helping us out a lot. We also, me and the coach, play on the college team that I'm on, so there's already some existing synergy and coaching from him there. And so that kind of led into this tournament, and that helped out a lot. We have two main shot callers, really. We have Pit Pat calling engagements, and then Board calling targeting mid-fight, and then I call ultimates. I was wrong on a few. Well, not a few. I've been wrong on a lot of them throughout the season, but I've improved a lot throughout that.
Awesome. So you've kind of taken on ult tracking as your main job and gotten better. Was that like a challenge when you were just starting out trying to
Oh my gosh, it was so hard.
Go ahead.
I made the mistake of trying to track all 6 at one time, and I've only get about one or two right. The bright side is that this is GOAT, so it's kind of easy to say, all right, every fight, they're either going to have grab or shatter. And then it's the support ults are... I've gotten better at trans. I'm still awful at tracking beat. Just ironic since I'm a Lucio bot.
And have you seen an improvement in your own personal SR from before the tournament to where you are now?
Yeah, I'm about 3.1k as well.
So you've also ranked up to 3.1k. Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Lemon, did you have any questions for Ender or Parallax?
Oh, yeah. I was, when Pippat kept disconnecting, were you guys, like, worried? Or did you, how hard did you flame him? And
well, we were a little worried beforehand because he mentioned something about how his Wi-Fi was being a little spotty.
Yeah, he did mention that before the finals started.
But, I mean, as long as he, like, was able to get in the game for a few fights without disconnecting, I mean, we figured we'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
His Wi-Fi doesn't work, bombs do.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Also, Jayne, I heard you called me a Reddit Lucio.
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm offended.
I don't care.
Roast him back.
Capital D colon.
I'm just saying. I don't remember what you did. Was that? No, that wasn't when you were fighting the Hanzo. What did I call you a Reddit Lucio for?
It was probably for a boop. I only got a couple.
Probably. Anyway,
You did get a huge run boop on Legion.
Very well played to the both of you. Are there any plans to stick together as a team? Are you going to stay together for the next series, or what is next for Bread Getters?
So our plan as of right now is most of us are going to merge with a team that our manager manages. But some of us have like daily life stuff like school that...
Who goes to school?
Yeah, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so some of us are going to be put on sub-reserves. But...
We're hoping to keep playing.
Yeah, we're hoping to stay as a team.
Excellent. Well, best of luck. LemonKiwi, any last questions?
No, congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good luck in your future endeavors, and congratulations on winning the GitGud North American Beginner Division. I will be sure to make sure that you guys get your championship roles on the main server. Congratulations to the both of you.
Woo.
Thank you so much, Jayne.
Bye now.
Have a-
Oh, we cut him off there. Just fuck you, get out of here. We're moving on. And we got more tournaments to broadcast. We got more things to do. So next up, we're moving on to the GitGud North American Intermediate Division, which means you guys are going to be seeing some Diamond level Overwatch. So Platinum level Overwatch already impressed. You can only imagine what is in store for the Diamond level Overwatch. But before we do that, and before we go to break as we set up the next tournament, I would like to reintroduce my co-host, LemonKiwi. There, I do see some questions in chat saying, who is this wonderful caster? Who dis? Why is she so good? Why have I never heard of her before? So, LemonKiwi, please introduce yourself to those who are unaware of your existence and who you be.
Who I be? I'm LemonKiwi or Jayne, LemonKiwi _ on Twitter. I cast Contenders South America. I did Open Division for NA and EU when I started doing trials for Europe. I even did Open Division playoffs for Australia. Just kind of all over the place in their Tier 2 scene. I also do Overwatch Contenders daily on YouTube, and I'm Jayne's channel manager as of maybe a month. So I help plan his content, come up with ideas, and make sure he gets out of bed and does the shit.
Hey! You didn't have to say that part. You didn't have to say that part. Okay.
You're doing just fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Smile.
Okay. Smile. There's the kappa at the end of that sentence. Yeah.
No, it was a smile.
It was a smile. Okay. Yeah, I know
Smiles
what it really
only.
was. I see how it be. I see. So yeah,
it'd be like that sometimes.
If you guys are wondering why we've actually been uploading daily to the YouTube channel, well, you can thank LemonKiwi. She's been doing a fantastic job helping me out.
And our editors,
yes,
Pilot and Ben Tepper are awesome. And I mean, we could also might as well, while we're just shouting people out, to shout out the tournament staff like Lunar and all of them for getting this together and actually posting the fun facts as Lunar and friends behind the scenes. So obviously none of them, or I would say none of them, but some of them are not true. I hope that you guys got that. But some of them are funny and are entertaining. So NA Production, PogChamp.
NA Production, PogChamp. We hope you guys are impressed with the production. This is just the beginning. I promise you we have more to come. I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for the Tournament of Future Champions, which is... Look, we even have a trailer
calendar.
poster. Look.
Shiny graphic.
We've got a poster in the background for the Tournament of Future Champions. It's coming soon on January 19th. Wait, it says 12th. Fuck, I didn't update it. Damn it. So close.
Gosh.
And I got moved to the 19th. Shit.
Damn it.
I'm so sorry, sad. I forgot to update the background. So
gotta rip the poster down.
Gotta just rip it down, yeah. So January 12th turned out to be too close to the Contenders playoffs for teams. They wanted a break after Contenders playoffs because, of course, the Tournament of Future Champions is a Tier 2 tournament. It's going to be Contenders level Overwatch, but with hero bans. So I know there's been a lot of discussion recently about hero bans. Would they work? Well, fuck it, we're going to find out. So we're going to be doing hero bans, and also... the other change that we've made to the rule set is that coaches can spectate live. So,
ooh, and coach live too?
And coach live too. So they're not going to be able to spectate from the third person. They're going to be locked to their teams spectating. But yeah, those are going to be the two rule changes for the Contenders level tournament coming up on the 19th and the 20th. And do you want to share the prize pool for those tournaments, Lemon?
Oh.
2K
Caught me
a
off
piece.
guard.
2K a piece. So originally, I put up 1K prize pool for each of the tournaments, but then we had a benefactor get in touch, was like, yo, I like what you're doing. I want to support your tournaments. How's an extra $1,000 prize pool for both of your tournaments? And I was like, yes, sir. And I was like, do you want your name on the tournaments? Do you want any advertisement? And he's like, nope. I just want to kind of show my appreciation to semi-pro Overwatch. So thank you so much. You know who you are. I know you wanted to remain anonymous, but I appreciated my friend so very much for making our TFC Tournament of Future Champions tournament series for North America and Europe. Each of them have a 2K USD prize pool. Anyway, we're going to get set up for the intermediate tournament series, so we will be back in a few. We're just going to have to make sure that we've got everything ready to go. So don't go anywhere, or do. I'm not your dad. You do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. But we're going to be back in a few, and when we do come back, we're going to see the best of the best Diamond teams in North America go head-to-head for their shot at the North American GitGud Championship. See you in a few. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of an issue. It's solved. I don't even have to tell you what the issue is. But we're back anyway, and we are back with the intermediate version of the GitGud Finals. So I hope you guys didn't get too bored there. No, I'm sorry. No. I would like to give a shout-out to Sad Bruno, being the graphics designer, the main graphics designer behind the tournament branding, the aesthetic, the new and improved version of Kings Row. So big shout-out to him for his great help on setting up this tournament. But anyway, let's get right into it. So we are now into the intermediate division of the GitGud tournament. And I just blanked. So LemonKiwi is going to introduce you to the brackets.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the bracket. Our finalists for, the intermediate division is Team Big Brain versus Shanghai Wagons. So maybe a funny way of saying dragons, but it's the Shanghai Wagons joining them. And from the winner's bracket, it was Team Big Brain that went undefeated, 3-0 over Alpha Numeric, and a 3-1 over the Shanghai Wagons. So kind of a close semifinal where Shanghai Wagons made the comeback to join them in the grand finals, which same deal as last time, guys, best of 5. And the winning team gets to start off 1-0 in the best of 5. So Team Big Brain will be 1-0. So math chat, they only have to win 2 maps. Therefore, Shanghai Wagons, not having any wins, need to win 3 to win.
Be a 3, 2? You guys got it figured out. But through this entire playoff bracket, we do actually have Team Big Brain, which is the first seeded team. They went 9-1 in the regular season, and then Shanghai Wagons actually went 7-2-1. So they had a draw, but they were 7 wins, 2 losses. So Team Big Brain so far has been, pretty dominant. They have big brained their way all the way to the grand finals there, with only a singular loss, and that loss was not at the hands of the Shanghai Wagons. So I don't think Big Brain, maybe they're just one of those teams that just lost just to experience defeat. They're like Baku. But no, Shanghai Wagons, they've already suffered more losses, twice as many losses as Big Brain, but they are here and they are ready to take back the championship. So I am told that Team Big Brain plays a quote-unquote extremely clean Overwatch. So I'm fascinated. I haven't seen them play previous to now, but I hear great things. So if you're the kind of individual who cheers for an underdog, you're going to be wanting to cheer for the Shanghai Wagons. But if you are a fan of distinguished Overwatch, then can I get some 5 heads in the chat for Team Big Brain?
Oh yeah, the Big Brain. I see you. I don't think we have Shanghai emotes in here, but let us know who you guys are cheering for. And for the 3rd consecutive time, we will start Lijiang Tower Control Center.
You know what? I'm not going to complain about Lijiang Tower being the map once again, because Lijiang Tower is such a fantastic map. My favorite thing about Lijiang Tower is it has one map that very, very heavily favors a really tank-heavy, death-ball-y style of composition, the Control Center, the map we are on right now. Then it also has Gardens, which is going to be a lot heavier favored towards the dive. You got really good strengths with the Pharah and as well as the Widowmaker, but then you have Night Market, which just so many different things can work. You can do the goats, you can do the dive, you can do some sort of 2-2-2 hybrid. Anything goes on Night Market. So it's just a fantastic map with a lot of variety, and so far it does look like Shanghai Wagons might already be pulling out the ice cream truck.
Oh, we saw just how deadly this was last time. We'll have to wait till the doors open. It's not going to be with the Reaper, but with the triple support. And no Diva, but the Zarya for Shanghai Wagons.
And they're coming right into the start. That Mei wall is going to be a key factor, but unfortunately the wall does not split, and it doesn't even seal off that doorway, so the freeze comes up, but unfortunately Ebby is taken out. Blinky not long for this world either, as Dark finishes 2 kills off the first 2 of the game, and Team Big Brain is going to be taking this first point capture.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising the Mei didn't work out at the start, not using the walls to divide the tanks from the supports, which is usually the goal of it. They'll get the first cap, but they're not necessarily holding the choke because Dank Train is just getting back now from getting taken out at the later parts of the fight.
There's the rally activated but early by Dark, but it doesn't look like that is going to dissuade Shanghai Wagons as they're moving in, and this fight is just going to start anew, trying to force Big Brain back towards that point.
And Shanghai Wagons getting close to the Transcendence, which might help them, but they got the Dank Train super low in the Shatter to finish him off. Transcendence try to keep the rest of the team up. Pupper's doing his very much best, but it won't be enough. Team Big Brain back to spawn, and Shanghai Wagons get the point cap.
Fantastic flip there, and the greatest part about that flip is that they actually managed to maintain both their rally and their Transcendence with Barrier not being far away. So now they are in the defending position with 3 defensive support ultimates.
You can see Team Big Brain actually got through the choke pretty easily, and Blinky, oh no, the Transcendence was too late from Blacklight, and now Team Big Brain have a huge opportunity here to break through, but they lost their own Reinhardt, so they have to use the barrier to see if they can chunk through this fight. They're starting to push Shanghai Wagons back, and they use, wow, that's a name, the Red Zarya's Graviton paired with the self-destruct for the 2K, and this should allow Team Big Brain to move forward.
With Blinky having died very early in that fight, there wasn't really anything to block except for the Zarya bubbles, which were used earlier in that fight, and the 2K from Mangawut is going to have this being a another quick flip back in favor of Team Big Brain. I would like to give a quick shout out to Green Arrow for those 50 gifted subs. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support, Green Arrow. I appreciate you supporting these tournaments.
Oh, the Graviton was eaten! Oh, that's a big unlucky, and it's follow-up Shatter from Blinky, but he gets bursted down. That was not the fight Shanghai Wagons were looking for, and Team Big Brain used the Transcendence despite being in a winnable position, but they get those stagger kills, especially onto False, and Team Big Brain are sitting pretty.
They are sitting pretty at 63%. It's going to be at most 2 team fights remaining. Very possibly this could be the last one. Both rallies being activated as this fight is going to be turning into a very messy brawl.
I think 1 grab was eaten. I only see 1 on the field and heard the voice cue twice. And Shanghai Wagons trying to surge forward after that ultimate and getting a few kills on the board. Team Big Brain just want to stall this one out. Pretty much a lost fight in a 6v3 it seems, but getting to 90% plus is the goal here.
And this has been a very bloody fight so far. Both teams very decisive with their team fight victories, and with the percentage ticking to 97%, Shanghai Wagons is going to be taking control. They need 2 consecutive defensive team fight victories if they do want to take the first round on Lijiang Tango or Control Center, and they're going to have the ultimates they need to do it. They have both of their support ultimates as well as a Shatter online.
Oh, an aggressive Transcendence allowing Team Big Brain to push forward. They only need to win 1 fight to take this point. Counter Shatter from Blinky gets bursted down. The Transcendence and Barrier is too late. The double investment from Shanghai Wagons could cost them. Team Big Brain, they're in the middle of a self-destruct, but it's perfectly fine. Dank Train, though, his shield is broken, and he gets finished off. Another Graviton is eaten. MW Greatest has had, I think maybe this happened twice to him, and Team Big Brain responding with their own Graviton self-destruct, and that's the finisher to allow Team Big Brain to take Control Center.
I believe that's 3 eats for Mangawut in a singular round.
Mango what?
Manga who?
Manga who?
Manga what? 3?
Manga eat your grabs.
Watch out! Watch your grabs!
Watch out!
Manga what is coming
Watch
for your
grabs.
grabs? Manga what is hungry? Oh, okay,
That sucks though.
Yeah. Poor MW Greatest one. That's not what you want to have happen. But you know what? It's in the past. We do have a DC because apparently, you know, Team Big Brain is just so confident that they can win this matchup that they're going to win it 5v6. But just kidding. Tournament admin coming in with a clutch pause.
Got him.
But yeah, so very early on, you know, Team Big Brain, the favorites to win this match. They're going up 1-0. How decisive was that? Does Shanghai Wagons have a chance? Or is this going to be a very quick, easy 3-0?
I think Dank Train is getting a lot more focus fire from Shanghai Wagons. His shield goes down, and it kind of just... And despite that, Team Big Brain are actually doing fairly well. I don't think, Shanghai Wagons getting their grabs eaten every 2 seconds is doing them any favors. And they also tried a maze strat that didn't work out. So they're trying different things, but it's all about execution. And here on Gardens, they're hovering over a Pharah Sombra comp.
Pharah Sombra comp, very, very powerful composition, especially against goats. And this being Gardens, this is a map where you can set up a pretty nasty crossfire. The Pharah can be playing extremely safe. The Pharah can be shooting through windows. That Sombra can be on that crossfire. There's not much they can do to try and keep themselves alive or position against EMPs and barrages. However, Big Brain, Team Big Brain, of course, the team that has been playing extremely clean. And if they are playing correctly, so the thing to be looking out for is Team Big Brain's rollout. Are they going to be rolling out to white? Are they going to survive and prevent any spam until the point unlocks? So I'm going to place my camera, and if Team Big Brain ends up here, then I'm going to think they're going to win the first fight. I'm just going to make a prediction.
The hot take. You got Zen Goats from Team Big Brain going through the corridor side. So they're playing very safe, playing out of line of sight, not to take poke damage until the point unlocks.
Here they are. Their shield's already taken a little bit of damage. 7 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. They're going to be moving on to the point, and here we go. Here's that clean Overwatch we were talking about, and now the time is on. The pressure is on.
Yeah, that MW Greatest got bursted out really quick, but it was a really nice anti-nade from Blacklight that allowed that to go, some kills to go through. But what a barrage from Epi! The 3K? This is another one of those Ender players that just dominate on farm maps like this.
Okay, that you know what? It was clean by Big Brain, but what was that Graviton barrage from Ebi? How fast was that charged? It looked like they were all focusing the wrong direction, trying to stop just a little bit of a tickle spam from False on the Sombra there, and then Ebi gets the barrage immediately and then just deletes Team Big Brain. You don't have to think when you know that every single problem can be solved with the proper application of explosives.
Well, another fight, and I mean, Shanghai Wagon's already in an advantage. 2 kills already for Epi, and more are going through. MW Greatest on this Winston has just not been able to dive as at least getting the kills and separating the supports as he's supposed to. But now with the Resurrect, he got the Nano. That did help him quite a bit, but Epi has been the true star that you have to keep your eye on for Shanghai Wagons.
Getting a little hot and bothered over here. This
Nice.
This is some spicy Pharah play there. That's just completely the 4K off just directs. And the one thing to also point out, I'm not sure if you pointed this out earlier, but Team Big Brain is also operating without the Brigitte. They are playing goats, but with triple support, which has been discussed, at least on Reddit, as being the next meta with Brigitte's shield bash nerf. There's the EMP barrage is being looked for. There it is, coming in. There's no defense matrix you can use when you're hacked. And Ebi, my God, what? This man is just a monster.
Well, this is like similar to what we saw before, where it was a Pharah versus Goats comp, and it's just annihilating them. And they do have a hit scan of, Dark on the Ana could try and go against the Pharah, but they don't have an answer to it, and they're trying to just ignore it and win the ground war, and that's just not going to work.
They're going to be using the Transcendence here to try and get a little bit more value, but without that Brigitte, they can't go and stun any target. False is already demacked and then taken out the Diva. There's the bomb coming out. They don't have another support ultimate to stay alive from there. Massive amounts of cleave coming in from the nanoed Winston, and he's just going to be chasing them down. Ellie.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Ebi finding both Dank Train and Kaz to be one of the... Just what a destructive round. So compared to compared to Control Center, that was a little bit of a different result, wasn't it? Hey. We're partners, okay? You can't
Try not to get
don't be on
again.
chat side. You're not on chat side, you're on my side, okay, LemonKiwi?
I'm just lulling, okay?
Okay! It's chat's job to lull, not yours.
Okay, I promise. It's okay. Final point here on Lishan Tower. And Team Big Brain still on the Zen Goats. Shanghai Wagons on the Pharah Sombra that worked so well on the last point.
I'm still insulted. But anyway, Ebi, not Ellie. back on
You're
this.
gonna do it again.
Yeah, I am gonna do it again. And you know what? Nothing you can do about it. Already at 50%, 60% to this next barrage. But unfortunately, NW Greatest is gonna be taken out before the barrage comes online. With Blinky getting demeched as well. Maybe Big Brain has figured this out. They managed to take this first point cap. They did it last time, but they only got 8% on that capture. This time, I think they're going to get a few more, but it's not going to be long before Ebby has a barrage, which is going to spell quite the disaster for Shanghai Wagons. Now, are these barrages being set up by hacks from False? I think we're about to find out. Here's a perfect opportunity to hack that Diva.
Get him! Get him! But I think the main part is that Team Big Brain are not letting Ebby have any angles, and especially not inside the point, because that's where Ebby is the most dangerous, inside of the point, especially with a barrage. Nano given to the Winston, who's trying to open up an opportunity just as a distraction for Ebby's 3K, flipping things around for Shanghai Wagons.
May not have any angles inside the point, but that doesn't help you when you push to the courtyard. And with the Zenyatta and the Zarya being the only two remaining, Ebby is going to go ham, eating that high charge beam to the face. And you know what? False rather, is going to be there with the cleanup. So it's about 36% later until Shanghai Wagons was actually able to take the flip back, but they do, and this is going to make it much, much more challenging for Team Big Brain to take back this capture. It's pretty hard to attack with Pharah. It's easier to defend. And, ooh, Blinky, you're in trouble, boy. There's the Transcendence coming out as the pressure is already mounting. False being forced out. Anti-nade has landed. Huge value there from Blacklight and the follow-up from NW Greatest, but the hammer is out. Bomb is going to allow Blinky to, nope, not remech, is going to be taken out with the rallying Brigitte, as Ebby is just here on the cleanup, still being uncontested on the point.
He didn't even need to use Valkyrie to make that happen. It was MW Greatest just jumping in, allowing the self-destruct from Blinky to make up the most amount of space for them. And crazy Qs. Ebby so far has averaged 3 kills per barrage. Fun fact for y'all.
Thank you, Tournament Admins. I appreciate that.
Thank you, base gods.
Based tournament admins with the fun facts coming up on the screen. Gotta love it. We are pro NA production. Omega lol. Here's the EMP. False already with the great scouting. They're going to get in position, and it's going to be a barrage as well. This is going to be a painful team wipe unless something crazy goes wrong. Looks like they're going to be waiting, though. They know they can win this. Their Pharah's not quite in position. Here it comes. Oh, boy! If you wanted a dose of rockets, because Ebby has your order.
Got a dose of Zenyatta balls to the face, though, so he wasn't able to do much after that. But Shanghai Wagon still got all the kills they need. It's always around setting up Ebby's barrages or False's EMPs.
Yeah, 91% left on the clock. They're going to have one more fight. And if you look at the ultimate charge from the side of the Shanghai Wagons, they got nothing left in the bank, but they've got a Graviton as well as a Diva Bomb from the side of Team Big Brain. If this is getting eaten by Mango, what if this is going to be the 4th Gravi? This could be in the favor, but other than that, I think that we're going to be seeing Team Big Brain take back this point. It's only at 51%, so there is in no rush, and of course, we're seeing Shanghai Wagons recognize this truth and immediately back off. They're just going to wait. They're going to take their time, bank up their ultimates before they can wipe Team Big Brain just one more time, and then take Lijiang Tower, and most importantly, make this a 1-to-1 series. Big Brain did come into this series with a 1-0 advantage, having come into this series from the winner's bracket. So this victory for Shanghai Wagons would be extremely important.
Well, Shanghai Wagons, I mean, they got the support ultimates out of Team Big Brain, so they just have to survive the Graviton from, I'm going to say, Kaz, with the self-destruct from Mango. What? Waiting for him. But wow, a Primal gets rid of Dark, who just got into the Ana, and the follow-up, the supports are dead for Team Big Brain. We're at 99% for Shanghai Wagons. They're starting to flip the point. Team Big Brain, they need to stall for time for their supports to get back. There's only a Lucio. Self-destructs on the field will clear everybody, including Luxo on that Mercy. Shanghai Wagons missing a lot of healing now. Ebby here for the finishing barrage gets 2, and that just might be enough for Shanghai Wagons to walk away with Lijiang, but it's still very close. Transcendence, EMP, and you got an emergency Hammond from Team Big Brain. It's just not over yet, Jayne.
It's not. Yeah, that Transcendence from Pupper was fantastically timed with EMP, which was maybe used a little bit more recklessly, knowing that the fight was basically over. But Quasi with the boop onto Blinky, they're turning this around. Team Big Brain isn't out yet, and this is final fight. It's going from bad to worse. Quasi finds a second boop. False gets the nano. Lux is still in to try to pocket him, and this is not going the way that the Shanghai Wagons wanted it to. Quasi now has the barrier off the back of those two boops, and he's keeping his team alive. He's turning this around, and they might be doing it.
Oh, one last contest from Blinky, but there's really no other choice for Shanghai Wagons. They're out of members and out of hope. Team Big Brain overtime running away, and they turn it around.
Are you kidding me? What? Quasi with the boop onto the Diva, and then, oh, the two boops, giving him enough ult charge to get barrier, using the barrier, and off the back of the Transcendence, countering the EMP. What a come-behind victory. I thought for sure that Shanghai Wagons had that in the bank, closed, deal done, and signed off on, but no. Team Big Brain, we were told they were clean, but that was anything but they still get the win, and they make this series 2-0.
2-0, and in this best of 5, one last chance for Shanghai Wagons to go against their name and at least get one map on the board.
What an
subtle joke. Very, you laughed.
Super subtle. Nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Okay.
Well, for tier 2, I guess we can say Sky Foxes, but okay, statistically, that is correct, and you can't just laugh at it. We all have to nod. Yes.
Oh, you fucking kill me.
This is why you pay me the big bucks.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently.
You forgot to switch scenes. We were just looking at the lobby. You know what? We're trying so hard to be a professional production, but at the end of the day, we still got to have a little bit of fun. Okay, wow. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'll just let you guys know one more time. This is the GitGud North American Championship Finals that you are watching. And if you are interested, this is a 2-month-long tournament series. And if you are interested, you can sign up as either an individual or a pre-made team. SRs, we have different divisions. We have divisions for Platinum, Diamond, and Masters, as well as just brand new, we have, for the first time ever, a Grandmaster division. So you can sign up as an individual or a pre-made team if you are interested in participating in our tournament series. Hit !GGNA, and Nightbot will provide you with a handy-dandy link and instructions to sign up and participate in tournaments like these in the future. Okay, also... Yeah. I was told by the tournament admins that not only are hero bands being included in the Tournament of Future Champions, which is our semi-pro contenders level tournament happening on the 19th and the 20th, but we will also be having hero bands in our Peasant Cup tournament. Ooh. Now, if you are unaware of what the Peasant Cup tournament is, it is a tournament specifically for subscribers of this channel. Now, unlike this tournament right now, which is sorted into divisions, the Peasant Cup has mixed teams. So everyone signs up as individuals, and then they are split so that all the teams have equal average SRs, but we'll have like one bronze player, one grandmaster player. So the bronze players are going to be playing with people higher than them who will kind of lead them through, show them the ropes, whereas the grandmasters will have to become leaders in order to bring their teams to the championships and carry their teams to victory. So if you are interested in the Peasant Cup, the signups for that are going to be on the 9th of January, which is next Wednesday, I think. And then the actual tournament is happening on the 12th of January. So that tournament will include hero bands. So if you are interested in playing a hero band tournament, if you're sick and tired of ranked and you want to play something that isn't GOATs or just want to kind of just have some fun in a single day tournament. So the GitGud tournament that we're watching right now is a 2-month-long series. The Peasant Cup tournament is 1 day only for subscribers with individual sign up. And then we also did have a few bit messages come in. There was one really early that I wanted to point out as well. It said, where was it? Did I miss it? Or was it a ping?
Scuffed.
Scuffed! I had this written down. Where was I going to write it? Where was I going to read it out? I am so sad. It was a pretty cool message about how their mother was watching the tournament, and they enjoyed the third person spectating so that they could actually understand what was going on.
Aw.
So, hello, Mother.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I hope you're enjoying the tournament. SSJ with the 2 months says, hello from France. Studley Clutch with the 200 bits says, Jayne, have you ever heard of Overwatch Pretenders? I have. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of them. Claudia Arabia with the 9 months says, here's a sub, baby, for the GitGud Finals. Thank you so much, and welcome back for the 9th month in a row. Sharapus with the 250 bits says, thanks for putting this on, Mom and Dad and everyone behind the scenes. I think they're referring to us as Mom and Dad.
I hope not.
I hope not. I don't look a day past 16, right?
Times
Hey,
two.
hey, you're on my side. Hey.
Times 2. I didn't say 3.
I get the feeling that you like Twitch chat more than me. Anyway, let's take a look at the quick brackets before we get in. It's sure. I believe you. Okay. Anyway, this is the bracket that we're coming in from. Team Big Brain, and once again, coming in from the winner's side of the bracket. Shanghai Wagons coming in from the loser's side of the bracket. And this is the finals. So, Team Big Brain is currently up 2 maps to none. If they win Dorado, which is the map we will be going to, they are going to win the Intermediate Division Finals. So, Team Big Brain just barely squeaked out that victory on Lijiang Tower. But going into Dorado, who do you think has the advantage? Who's going to win? Is this going to be the period at the end of the sentence for Big Brain, or is Shanghai Wagon going to take us to extra maps?
Oh. I think I've only seen really was Shanghai Wagons play a lot of yeah, they were playing a lot of Zen Goats, and then Team Big Brain actually bringing out, you know, Sombras and Faras and working out pretty solidly. So I wonder if Shanghai Wagons, do they have more cards in the pile? You know, if Zen Goats doesn't work out, can they try something else?
We'll have to find out. It's 5 seconds for
I gotta
teams.
switch my team names. I got you.
You got me? You got me?
Got it?
You got it.
Got it?
Yeah. Tournament Admins
So-
already did it for me. You know, it's fancy shit. Team Big Brain is now on the blue side. Shanghai Wagons on the red side. And it looks like the defenders are going to be playing a double sniper defense. That's a bit of an interesting pick. What do you think about double sniper defense on Dorado?
Pretty solid. I mean, you got lots of buildings to stand on top of, especially at the very back of Market. You're pretty much untouchable. Even a dive team, it takes quite some effort to get to snipers that are sitting back there, and especially if you set up a crossfire. But that means you have less presence on the payload, so that can also be a trade-off. If they just Zen Goats it out, then you might not be actually able to find shots.
A little bit of a different attacking composition. They also have the Hanzo to match. Looks like he was actually just for scouting. You know, they don't call him Team Big Brain for a reason, but jokes, that's Shanghai Wagon. Anyway, on the actual composition that they're going to be running, it looks like they're going to be running the Sombra Genji Ana. Now, Lemon, what's so strong about the Genji Sombra Ana composition, and why do teams play it?
Well, you got obviously the Nano Blade. That's a game-winning combo right there. Or if you're feeling like maybe shields are in your way, you just go ahead and EMP on top of a Blade, and that's another free team fight win that not a lot of teams can survive through.
Well, here we go. The attempt to kill the Hanzo was stopped by a great projected bubble from the side of the Zarya here. But Dark, once again, that's his second kill. The first 2 kills of the map have gone to Dark unassisted. False doing the great scouting. It does look like Shanghai Wagons is going to play the nice and patient game, and they just want to set up one well-executed dive. That's all they're going to need in order to win this point. There's the translocator placed, honestly, quite a distance away, but now that False is back, look to have the dive executed momentarily.
Oh, Dark, nice bubble to protect Dark, but he gets kind of low, and meanwhile, False is in the back looking for a hack onto one of the supports, or at least scouting out also where the snipers are, which is going to be important for the engage of Shanghai Wagons, who now find an exposed Dark Hanzo towards the left, who does manage to escape and even get a Stormbow shot onto MW Greatest.
Now, Dark finding the 3rd kill onto NW Greatest means that he's participated with over 75% of the kills so far in this match, and an unfortunate late D-Mech onto Blinky, as well as Dark finding finding another kill onto Blacklight. He is just an absolute monster on this hand of Hanzo, finding kill after kill, and Blinky just swapping onto the Hammond momentarily in order to get back into the Diva mech, and Kaz popping the sights maybe a little bit early, but at least, oh no, they're going to be looking for the Sombra there. He's just kind of, you know, hanging out on his own, chilling. Kaz just keeping an eye on him, making sure he's not doing anything suspicious. And Mangawa, the Eaters of Grav, now has a Graviton of their own.
And maybe Blinky could eat this one, and also that it's been taking some time to get a Blade or an EMP going, and that's what Shanghai Wagons are really working towards for that point A attack. And Graviton launch from Mangawa, and that's another fight win for Team Big Brain's defense.
Beautiful. Dark didn't even need the dragon, just pumped arrows into it, and then a beautiful flick shot onto Blacklight. Dark, you know what? This is one of the things. Goats is, you know, nothing against Goats. It's got its difficulties to run, and when it's well run, it can certainly be impressive, visually confusing, if not impressive. But you know what? Sometimes you just miss out on good DPS play. You know, DPS play, however, sometimes does include positioning, which Dark, unfortunately, made a mistake of. And here, Ebby's going to be pushing back.
Ebby with the Blade, and this gets Shanghai Wagons a few kills and not even needing to EMP to get it done. 50 seconds remain, though. This was quite a slow attack for Shanghai Wagons, who are now moving into point B. They already have their dive team ready, but Team Big Brain, they're almost 5 ultimates online. I don't expect them to switch to dive quite yet, but point B is especially a part of Dorado, where getting that high ground is going to give that team the advantage.
Yeah, but I don't think high ground or not is really going to matter here when you're playing the dive. You were talking about with the Genji, Sombra, and Ana here, they have the ability to simply EMP Nano Winston, and that can team wipe as long as the Transcendence is not reacted to by Quasi, which is a very real consideration here. Unfortunately, Ebby drops down. Not part of the win condition, doesn't really matter, but you know what? The hammer is going to be quite the statement. Probably not a necessary one, but you know what? Fuck it, it worked. And Team Big Brain has taken control of this payload. So really good thing, especially considering the location that the payload has stopped in. Team Big Brain, really the only place on this second point of Dorado that Ryan Zarya is very good is before this payload turns that second corner. So this is a great place for them to be in, especially with the Widowmaker able to hold on the high ground. It's not the Widowmaker, that is the Widowmaker who's dropped off of the high ground, and False has been taken out. Dark's Dragon finds Genji as well, and they're going to push up to try and clean. Diana's in trouble, heals himself up. Lucio's like, oh god, please, oh please, oh please. And Blinky, unfortunately for the second time, is going to be demeched really late into this fight. They still have the EMP nano combo, and I am just absolutely flabbergasted as to why they have not bothered to simply execute. Just press Q, lol, forehead. What are you doing, Shanghai?
Yeah, I wonder if this point is now, I said Winston Devo was great, but now at this particular point of the map, you might need a Ryan Zarya to break through the choke. EMP Nano used just as you wished, and it's working out great for Shanghai Wagons. Just a bit of contest in the back from Dark, and it's actually been quite a few seconds. And a minute and a half left. Shanghai Wagons get that fight win, but they still got one more to go before they get point B.
And honestly, like, yeah, good for you. Congratulations, you pressed Q, but it was like a minute, if not more, too late. And that was just such a horrendous waste of time. You know, you're going to have MW Greatest coming up on the Primal, you're going to have Barrier, you're going to have Blade, but that could have just been done so much better. Quasi now has the Transcendence that is basically going to be uncontested since you have nothing to combo with the Blade. So this should put Team Big Brain... Okay. Fuck me, I guess.
Well, the two snipers are out for the defense, and Dank Train, though, did take out MW Greatest, who had Primal. Didn't want to use it yet. The barrier didn't save him. Shatter gets Lux, so on top of the cart, an emergency grab used from Mangawa. See if he can 1v3 this one. And it's looking a bit rough. Meters away, Shanghai Wagons have 30 seconds remain, and they can't afford to lose it, but they get point B anyway.
Sometimes what should happen in theory is just the farthest thing from the truth. I guess Shanghai Wagons gets to reclaim some of their lost time from that attack. Dragon, is that going to be implying a swap? Now, this is something that I wouldn't usually recommend you doing. If you are going to be making this swap, doing the Dragon in that situation simply telegraphs your intention to get off the Dragon and onto something else. If the opponent is being lazy and doesn't press tab and doesn't see this, they could be caught off guard by the fact that now you suddenly have a Brigitte. Dark just deciding to 1v3 in the backline does get slept. The Boostio there are going to be helping take out the Brigitte. And as powerful as the Spawn of Satan really is, it's not that strong. And Shanghai Wagon's going to be keep pushing forward.
And all three supports there got staggered from Team Big Brain. Meters away, Shanghai Wagons. I mean, it kind of looked dim there if they were even going to finish the map, but now they have an EMP Blade, and Team Big Brain are not even there to touch, it seems.
Dark gets booped off, and he was going to be the one who needed to touch. Nano Brigitte, thing of nightmares, isn't even going to come into play as Shanghai Wagons... Okay, you know what? They capped with time, and by time I mean 48 seconds. So, Shanghai Wagons, they're down 2-0, but they're not out of it yet. You know, we've had some pretty silly happenstances from both teams here. But you know what? It's gonna make things interesting at the very least.
Some pretty deep missed positions, though, from Team Big Brain, like Dark's Brigitte being ass deep into the backline of Shanghai Wagons, and I don't even know how the Ana died, but that's just not, their supports can't be the first ones to die, especially when you're in last fight territory. So Big Oof, 48 seconds though, I mean, not the greatest of attacks, but they got the job done, and 2-0, by the way, in the series for Team Big Brain, so if they can finish with a way better time bank, they could be in a really serious position for that 3-0 win.
Yeah, Team Big Brain, despite their mistakes or lapses in judgment, you know, they're still a good team. They've still shown that they have what it takes, but honestly, it actually is kind of interesting to me so far that the Platinum teams that we saw in the beginning of the division so far have had a little bit of a better performance in terms of game sense, resets, as well as like positioning. We've seen quite a few mistakes from these Diamond level teams in regard to positioning that even the Platinum level teams weren't making. So maybe a little bit of a lack in discipline coming out from the side of Team Big Brain. Maybe they're getting a little bit relaxed or too relaxed, too confident in their 2-0 lead, but mistakes and major mistakes from both teams are happening left, right, and center. Oh, now what is this flank?
Oh, Sombra Farah, and then a bit of a flank, and a bait one because they have their T-Ball on the cart. So I wonder if Shanghai Wagon's already holding market side, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but MW Greatest got really caught off guard, thankfully had some cooldowns to get out of that situation, and now looking to push this flank way back.
And now False with an absolutely great play, heads-up play to head to the cart, hack Mangawat to actually slow down the rate of progress on that point, as well as farm up an incredible 50% on the EMP this early into the fight. But Ebby, that terror in the skies, raining the rockets from above, is ready to make a return from Li Zhang.
Well, Shanghai Wagons are just a little bit split up, though, and Luxo getting caught off guard from Mangawat. This whole defense is really split. You got the Sombra here, the Ana there, the tanks over there. It's not what's maybe going to hold on to this payload.
Yeah, so Team Big Brain, I liked the rollout. I really liked the rollout. Like the, you know, we were talking about the mistakes, we were talking about the game sense issues compared to the beginner division, and then Team Big Brain just makes me eat my words with a really nice 5-1 split on the rollout. Didn't quite get enough value on like they caught the MW Greatest off guard, weren't able to actually execute there. False tried to interrupt it with the EMP farm on the Diva, but it was still enough of a chaotic situation for them to actually pull off the first point cap. And now look how far up they are holding. They're once again have one on the payload, they're playing up within LOS, and here's the Nano Farah.
Nanofire with an EMP, and that really made it hard for Epi, like, to not survive in that situation. But great, was it 3 or 4K? And you know, that fact earlier that he averaged, what, 3K per barrage, and now they're all having a fire around Mangawat. I knew I was going to say it at least once, but, oh, the bubbles actually saved Mangawat. Bit of a stagger, and he's getting back in the mech.
You know what? Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and now Team Big Brain is going to capitalize on that cockiness and get distance on the payload without having to wait for Mangawat to get back into his mech.
Wow, and Dank Train got a nano, but it didn't do anything because nobody was home from the defense. They just got out of dodge. But they still have one more fight where a Valkyrie Primal available for the defense and hopefully able to survive this upcoming grab from Team Big Brain.
Now the Graviton is live. There's the great anti on the MW Greatest is going to make him drop. Backlight is in trouble, going to get zoned out by those potential right clicks from Kaz. Once again, there's a barrage coming out, but it does look like it's stunned. The Valking Pharmacy is low. Bomb only finds one. This grab's still available, but not being used. Blinky's going to get a mech immediately broken, and I think this is just going to be a cleanup, once again, without the need to grab.
Wow, keeping that grab is going to be huge for this upcoming fight. Kind of like we're getting to the hardest part of Dorado. Now you got almost 5 minutes on the board. It's a serious time bank that Team Big Brain are working with. Oh no, the sleep. Oh no.
Unlucky. What? Why? Could have at least pinned him.
Could have at least pinned him.
Could have.
Well, they're pinning them right in the spine, and that's...
Hey, look, it's your Skyfox's impression.
Oh no, this isn't Route 66, what?
Well, yeah, are they just stuffing him? Team Big Brain, this is like the 3rd or 4th time that they've tried to conduct this. Oh, that's not what Kaz wanted to have happen. Blinky coming out with the statement, the nano boost. Oh, Dark, what? The counter push slam finds 4, knocks him down, but the kills aren't there to follow since they've already had their main source of damage here. Drop, nano boost comes out, but is canceled. The target dropping before the nano boost was actually being able to be applied, and that hurts if you're Pupper. Your nano boost just thrown to the wind. But yeah, I am loving the tactic from Team Big Brain. The attempted stuff on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd point. Each one of the 3 points, they tried the same strategy. Hold up, hold aggressive, hold in a really defensive location while you have one member of your team pushing the cart and getting free distance regardless of the result of the team fight.
Oh, how did you get... Blinky's already dead. Graviton gets only 2. It's not the greatest, but it's enough to start the momentum for Team Big Brain, moving this payload forward. It's a 3-minute plus time bank, and you got Mango with self-destruct, easily able to zone out reinforcements. Now, if Blinky could come back and maybe get a fat Shaddy, that's maybe what could turn things around, but they gotta be there to touch, and it's blocked. Huge plays from Dank Train, self-destruct over the top from Mango What, doesn't find anything, but defense from Shanghai Wagon starting to fall apart. Only a Lucio and a Baby Diva left. It's only a matter of time before Team Big Brain will finish with a very good time bank.
And with 3 minutes on the clock, that's going to be 4 times the time bank for the side of Team Big Brain, who honestly, we saw, let's be honest, we saw a shit ton of mistakes from both teams previous round. Round 2, however, Big Brain's attack, they cleaned their game up. They're like, whoa, apparently Shanghai Wagons is in it to win it. Let's shape up our game a little bit. Let's shape it up, put things back together, and play our game. Let's show everyone why we're in the finals, why we deserve to be here in the first place, and why we deserve to win it all. So, you know what? I didn't really like the plays on the first half, but on that second half, nice. I liked it, Big Brain. You showed why your namesake is what it is.
Well, spam some Big Brains in chat if you guys think Big Brain's gonna win, and I don't know if there's dragons, but it's their last chance. It's their last chance here. They're down 0-2 in the series. Their time bank, it's a 2-minute deficit. It's not humongous, but it's not great.
And would you be expecting some sort of cheese? 1 minute on the clock. Are you expecting a cheese, or are you expecting just to play something normal and just try and play it better?
Just play what you're best at. Like, we already seen cheese, like, with Maze and stuff, and it's just, it didn't work out. The cheese heroes don't always work out. You gotta be able to play them properly and set it up, and I think Shanghai Wagon's trying what they're good at. Actually, Ebby not on the fire, which is kind of surprising. Actually on the Brigida, and gets stunned immediately from Dark and taken care of. Beautiful chain stun there. You saw that the initial stun came out, just the follow-up from Dark there was able to take out Ebby. Oh, I had the teams backwards in my head. Okay, so it's Shanghai Wagons attacking. I was like, what is going on? What? I thought it was Big Brain attacking. No, it's Shanghai Wagons attacking. Oh, yeah, the colors are moved around. I get all confused. Anyway, you are correct. 20 seconds remain. Last fight for Shanghai Wagons, and they already lost Ebby again. The second time this person has been taken out early in a fight, and they need to keep Blinky healed up. But trading that with a mech onto Mangawa, this is where they can start building that momentum, but now you're in overtime territory where you can't even you gotta be careful how much you overextend, because you don't want to C9 the card either.
Yeah, but this isn't the worst situation for you to be in as Team Big Brain. You do have the Nano Boost, and the opponent is they've got ultimates as well, so they've got the Graviton and the Transcendence, but it's not too late. They can get that High Noon, which can kill through Transcendence. There's the pin, there's the Nano coming out. Anti comes out onto Blinky, but it's bubbled to cleanse with the Transcendence, and it's still anybody's game.
Great nano to save Dank Train as well, and now Kaz gets low. Deadeye from the back. It's a zoning one. Blinky has to keep the shield up, and it doesn't find anything so far. Barrier starts from Shanghai, and now it's mirrored to Team Big Brain. The Graviton is ready. Mangawo with self-destruct over the top. Is this what spells the end? A great move to at least secure a double kill onto the supports. Shanghai Wagons getting a shatter and a great anti, but it's not going to be enough for Team Big Brain to survive. And Shanghai Wagons just barely pulling forward here.
Well, you know what? This is going to make it a lot more exciting now that Shanghai Wagons has won this match. We are very, very heavily into overtime spawns here, which means that any stagger kills and every team fight is going to take longer and longer to set up. Not only this, but look at the ultimates for MW Greatest, and then look at the ultimates from Team Big Brain. They have a Graviton online, and there is nothing that can stop them.
Well, the fact that Shanghai Wagons survived the Graviton of Kaz means they might have a chance here. Shatter from Dank Train, and he also has a nano, bumps into Blinky, but Blinky's the one that's punished after that scenario. And look at Team Big Brain just run over the Shanghai Wagons. In overtime, the Transcendence used to touch it. Big Brain move there as Ebby is there to join. But are the reinforcements there from Shanghai Wagons to keep this going over time? About to dwindle away so fast. And now you got a Hammond, emergency Hammond from MW the Greatest, just to buy time for the rest of the team to get back. But Team Big Brain haven't lost a member, and they got a self-destruct on the field. Overtime almost dwindling away again, and False is here to keep stalling, but it's just a matter of time before Shanghai Wagons, their cart ain't going anywhere fast.
And that could not possibly have gone worse for the Shanghai Wagons. I mean, MW Greatest had the Graviton. There was no defensive support ultimate online for Team Big Brain, but the Shatter drops MW Greatest to the floor. And even with Rally Armor, Team Big Brain knew he had Graviton, and he was immediately the primary. He was immediately the target focus. He got taken out. Now, the stall was enough that he could return, but he came back on Hammond. He gave up that Graviton in return for the chance to actually contest the payload in overtime. So they had that Graviton, they had an uncontested win condition, and they threw it into the trash.
At least they got point A, though. Like, they were able to survive a Graviton from Kaz and all the stuff that happened. So with 1 minute, it's decent. I mean, there's so many difficult parts and difficult choke points to get through Dorado. Now, if Team Big Brain could get to that point, they will take the 3-0 in this finals. And honestly, this was the favorite team coming in, right, Jayne? And they're really proving this was some clean Overwatch from them.
You know what? They had their missteps, but I can see what the admins were saying, the people who have seen this team since their inception as they improved throughout the 2 months of this tournament. And we are seeing some really just fantastic plays. You know, you're seeing things like target focus that is just really stellar, some great ultimate tracking, and some great macro plays as well. You know, you're seeing some missteps, which are, you know, this is a diamond team. They're not going to be perfect, but are they going to be able to scout and recognize the trap that Shanghai Wagons has waiting for them?
Oh, sitting in the room, and Mangawa did discover them, and Team Big Brain running the Ana Zen, no Brigida, and Ebby still on the Brigida for the Shanghai Wagons defense, and they've taken their position onto the car, but Team Big Brain, they just need one good anti-nade to really just push Shanghai Wagons back, and don't even need it because they got the Discord onto Blinky, which is forcing him back because his shield is also low, but it baits him right in the middle of a Dank Train's Shatter. But this is just all in favor of Team Big Brain.
Well, not all in favor. They do manage to get 2, but with the cleanup from Dark onto False, it's going to make it pretty favorable for them. I think they're going to be able to have a recontest. They do have 3 up, and that fight was long enough and brawly enough that look at the ultimates online from both teams. I think the ultimate that is going to matter the most here is going to be Blacklight. So let's take a look at how this trance comes out. Hammer already finding one, but the fight has just broken out.
Did Dark just get nanoed in the middle of a Transcendence? That's probably not what Pupper was looking for, but Team Big Brain holding it together. They have the grab self-destruct. They launch the self-destruct and no grab from Kaz to follow, not getting extremely low and not finding the right position. And Shanghai Wagons just having one Lucio or maybe another hero there to contest the card, because the yellow box of victory is right on the other side of these doors.
Now, it's not the end of the world yet. They still are going to be able to recontest, and they have a barrier. You know, this payload is going to take 15 seconds for the door to open as well as it for it to move through, at which point red team Shanghai Wagons is going to be back with a barrier. They're going to have a bomb and they're going to have a rally, but is that going to be able to be enough for them to survive against the double tank ultimates of Team Big Brain? Proper application of these will send Team Big Brain to be your North American GitGud Series champions.
The barrier was used too early, and now the shatter, self-destruct, and look at that anti-nade that is just going to eliminate the Shanghai Wagons off the face of the planet. Only one or two members remaining, and Team Big Brain even have a Transcendence left over. This was just so one-sided of a fight, and congratulations to Team Big Brain taking this championship against the Shanghai Wagons 3-0.
It was very well played, very well executed. We saw some... Oh! Falls with the EMP. Well, this was the beautiful execution that only came a minute too late. But Quasi not quite able to react. You saw the checkmark above his head. He did have the Transcendence. But sometimes that reaction time, you know, you never really know if you see that Sombra decloaking, if she's actually going to be using that EMP. Because if you just react based on the decloak, the Sombra, if they figure that out, they can use it and start just trying to bait your Transcendence out for complete free. So, tough time to be a Zenyatta. But then again, Mango with that 66% kill participation, not only with the 3 Graviton eats on Lijiang Tower, but just a fantastic player. My personal MVP for this tournament. And, yeah, is going to be taking hiccups there. Mangawa leading Team Big Brain to a 3-0 victory in the championship series. We are going to be grabbing some interviews with the players from Team Big Brain. So let's just hop over and see if we can't pull
I got
some
one
people
here.
You got one?
Here we
Dark.
are. Got him.
Dark.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Hello, you've been summoned. Along with Dank Train.
Congratulations, friend. Congratulations on winning the intermediate division with your team. How do you feel?
I'm pretty happy.
You're pretty happy? Did you expect this coming in, that you would make it all the way to the finals and win?
Oh, easy, dude.
It wasn't even a challenge?
Easy.
Nah, dude. The one game we lost, I wasn't there, so...
Oh!
Yeah, no. The one
I
game we
100%
lost...
win rate, personally. So.
Okay, yeah, 100% win rate. The one game we lost was to Alphanumeric, and then we creamed them 3-0.
Wow.
So yeah.
So what was the secret? What made this tournament series? This is a pretty competitive event. It's 2 months long. A whole bunch of teams vying for the championship. Why was this so easy for you guys?
I'm gonna give it credit to our tank line, though. They were really good. They always did really well. Manga ate so many grabs throughout the series.
Yeah, on Lijiang, that was so nuts.
Yeah, I think he probably ate 50% of the grabs throughout like the series.
That's
we were
insane.
Going through.
Now, Dark, what about me?
Yeah, well, you hit fast shatters, dude. That's all right. You hit Q very hard.
Yeah.
You hit Q so well. Q so well. Now, Shanghai Wagons, you beat them 3-0. Would you like to kind of like shout out to any of your opponents who performed well? Like, who gave you the best run for your money?
Shanghai Wagons.
Shanghai Wagons. So they were, they were worthy opponents.
Yeah, dude. MW Raiders was a really good Zarya.
Yeah, really good Zarya.
He was really hard to play against when we weren't running dive or when we weren't running goats. I tried running Tracer into him earlier today, and he would shut me down every time.
So after you kind of eked out that victory on Lijiang Tower.
Don't talk about that.
Don't talk about Lijiang Tower and how you guys were getting
no.
just like utterly spanked by Ebby's Farah.
No, Jayne, stop it.
No.
Like, I don't know. It wasn't looking too good. You're saying all easy clap over here, but Ebby was easy clapping your ass on Lijiang Tower.
Shit.
So
Hey, that's true.
So after that map, despite just barely winning, what was the game plan? How are you changing things up?
We I guess we recuperated. We were like
Recuperated.
barely won that, and we're like, all right, guys, listen. We know what we run well. We run Zen Goats, but let's swap it up a bit because we know they're gonna run that stupid Sombra or Pharah.
Stupid Sombra
we
Pharah.
anticipated that.
Damn people
I know,
running
right? They're
DPS
not-
characters in my
Exactly,
Overwatch.
How dare they do that?
How dare they play DPS?
It should be a manly one-on-one goats off. That's what the best team is. But yeah, no, we anticipated that. So we made some swaps on that. I still played Reinhardt, obviously, even though on the defense it was kind of because they're freaking Winston and Diva. But we just played well. We had double sniper on defense and on attack. We just decided to play goats and just say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Just
Swing
goats,
away
lol,
your day.
forehead. So I do have to ask, who is the main strategist for your team? Because on all 3 points of your attack on Dorado, you did the 5-1 stuff split, where you put 5 people into a really aggressive position at the farthest forward choke you could, and then you had 1 person on the payload. And even that 1 person's changed. Sometimes it was Diva, sometimes it was Ana. So obviously you guys have somebody, or maybe it's all of you, but who on the team is the big brain? Where are these strategies coming from? Are you getting coaching? Let us in on the secret.
At first, we did get coaching, obviously in the beginning. But then we kind of synergized and saw what we did together well. But that strap in particular was during a scrim. We said, hey, why don't we just do that? Because usually teams hold up there, right? So we're like, fuck them. We're just going to come up there, take that high ground. Well, Diva just sits on the cart. But that was kind of, I think we got that also because on our King's Row, what we do on King's Row is after we take the first point, we push all the way to the second point and we hold them at that corner while we have 1 or 2 people on cart.
Yep.
And they don't get another fight.
That's a great way to play it. Absolutely fantastic way to play it. Lemon, did you have any questions for the 2 of them?
I think their manager wanted in on this interview. We could drag him in.
Manager wants some clout? Okay, let's
Yeah,
see
he's
what...
also the hit scan player.
Oh, he's
How
also
is
the
your
hit scan
manager?
player.
Yeah.
That's me. I play
Hello.
Ian and Zarya. Hi.
So
what would you like to tell us?
Well, so unfortunately, our entire team couldn't be here today. Our main Lucio player, Chu, he was out of town on a trip. and So he couldn't be here for finals, but we had our amazing sub, Infinity here. He was playing on Quasi. And so he fantastic. And so shout out to Zach and King and Bowline and everybody who helped, our coaches and everybody who ringed for us through scrims and all that.
I do have to ask, and I ask all the teams there, because throughout, whether it's Peasant Cup or GitGud Tournament Series, what is next for Team Big Brain? Are you guys going to stay together as a team? Are you going to do an open division run? Are you going to be entering the next series of GG NA, since we are allowing pre-made teams? What is next for Team Big Brain?
I think our next thing is definitely signing up for GGNA Season 2, because, yeah, like you said, you guys now allow pre-mades, because we did really well this season. We went 9-1. And so I think signing up for next season in a higher division, I think it'll be the Masters division. It's going to be a really good challenge.
Did you have a lot of your players rank up through the last 2 months of playing in this tournament series?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Our flex support Pupper, he gained 500 SR. He was like
Nice.
mid-Masters, and then he's now GM.
Oh,
He did GM at the
congratulations
end
to
of the
him.
season.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
yay.
So you guys are going to be entering into the Masters division next season.
That's the plan.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you and your team. We'll make sure you have the championship roles on the main Discord for your fantastic victory, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the Masters division for Season 2. Thanks, guys, and you have a fantastic day.
Thank you,
You
Jayne.
too.
Okay. So that is all we had for today. Lemon, did you want to kind of close us off for the day and kind of wrap up what we've got?
I think, obviously congratulations to the teams, but I wanted to drag in our tournament admin, Lunar, who maybe had some final words to say for himself and the team.
Okay. Certainly.
Hi, yeah.
Hi, Lunar. How you
I'll
doing? Thank you so much
Hi.
for adminning the tournament today.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'll do a quick introduction. I'm Lunar. I do all of the adminning work for GitGud North America. I'm not the only person, however, behind the scenes, so I would love to give a shout out to all the beautiful people who helped me work this tournament. FLM, Tarantino, Green Arrow, Mercury, and I'm forgetting one, Navino. They all did so much actually amazing work for behind the scenes on this, like reporting scores, being the other people in divisions and stuff. I hope everyone here actually gives this a try. I think it's really, really fun. Honestly, you can type GGNA in chat with an exclamation point, and it will bring you to the tournament Discord. We are already planning to run Season 2. We announced it today. It's really exciting. There's a lot of even more stuff that we're doing for Season 2. Obviously, we're allowing full rosters here and like GM division, so I'm really excited for the future of this. It's honestly been a pleasure to admin it as well. I hope everyone, even the teams who didn't make playoffs, try to sign up again. I think there's no point not to. So.
And GGEU signups close tomorrow? Am I crazy?
GGU signups sometime like that. That's for pre-made teams. Solo signups already closed, unfortunately. So if you are on a 6-man team and you happen to be EU and you want to try to play in something like this as well, you are more than welcome to sign up for GetGud EU, who is also run by the beautiful people with their admin Inc.
And the next tournament we have is going to be the Peasant Cup, which is the subscriber-only tournament. Signups for that will start on the 9th of January. Keep an eye out on the Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, it's either !Discord in the chat or discord.gg/elohell. So that is the Discord community if you'd like to keep in touch with everything that is going on. Was there anything else you wanted to share, Lunar? Thank you so much again for doing those fun fact and tool tips during the stream. It was kind of a fun addition. For the stream, I was the one managing those little 2 tips on the side. Did you know King's Row is in London? Fun fact. Huge knowledge bomb.
Huge.
Yeah, no, sign up. I hope everyone signs up, honestly. It's so fun to be part of these tournaments. Everyone that I've talked to has just talked positive stuff about it, so I hope everyone at least gives it a try or tries to sign up. It's just so much fun. It's even just admin and watch. Like, I watched some of the other playoffs, and they were so close. All of these matches were so close. They look like 3-0s and stuff, but honestly, every match was so close in the beginner and the intermediate.
LemonKiwi, was there anything that you wanted to say before we sign off?
Yes. Listen, chat. I'm looking you in the eye. It's 1-1. It's a heart-to-heart.
Monka S.
So you got Yeah, don't Monka S me yet.
Monka
I see you got Twitch Prime, and I see your Twitch Prime is not to Jayne right now. Are you a big brainer? If you are not subbed to Jayne with your Twitch Prime, I think you should make the choice and Twitch Prime sub here and now. Monka S is over.
Hashtag sellout. Oh my god, it actually works. What the fuck?
See, only big brainers Twitch Prime sub to Jayne.
Oh my god. Okay.
Or you just wait
you
for the
are stuck in gold unless you Twitch Prime sub here right now.
Subbing to
not guaranteed to rank up.
Holy shit. Holy
Subbing
shit.
does not guarantee a rank up.
Don't listen to Lunar. Your heart's stuck in gold unless you sub here, obviously. So if you don't sign up here, well, I guess you're stuck in gold. Sorry.
Jesus, hashtag so again. Okay, so to everyone who is dropping those Prime subs, Pickley of which drops the Prime sub for the 10th month in a row, thank you so much for your support. I certainly hope you enjoyed this tournament. It's one of many tournaments which we're hosting this month and will be one of many tournaments that we host going forward of all varieties from Platinum to Pro. We're going to be hosting a ton of tournaments on this channel, and we're just going to be making the production better and better and better. Elcor Hamlet, thank you so much for the 20 gifted subs. I appreciate that.
I'm forced to be here.
Novalux, Bursar, The Ultimate Riv, Felina, A Guy Named Ty, White Marf, Yesar, Red Dolphin, Galaxy Stream, Degamaster, Degogolmeth, Tremja, Thrilling, Color, Neonic, Baby, Lettered Man, Jaeger, Bobins, Lamadrama, Zeph the Canadian, Nain, Wikitix, Egalo, Metabolics, Shamalaz, Jitlan, Random Task, ZLT Sandwich, I like that name, Liriano, Luthwag, Ness Gamer, Codfather, Seth as well. Goodness gracious. And then Thorathan also with the 3 gifted subs. And then we had Board with the 200 bits says, "Hey Jayne, after losing in the quarters of GG NA Season 0, losing in the finals last Peasant Cup, it's nice to finally win one. Thank you so much for putting your name and effort behind these tournaments. This has revived my love for Overwatch. Congratulations, Board. You played a Pog champ, Reinhardt. Congratulations on the victory." Meme McDaniel with the 2700 bits says, "Commentary on point. LemonKiwi is Pog." Hey.
Oh, yay!
Kid Monty with 1000 bits says, "I had a lot of fun in the GitGud tournament. Placed 3rd in the beginner division with Scuffed Goats, but your tourney also helped me get affiliate. Thank you so much, Jayne. Congratulations on affiliate, and good luck with the rest of your streaming career. Ranger Burn returning with the 10 months, Products with the 4 months, and then scroll. Studley Clutch with the 300 bits says, we kind of work like the OWO. Oh, this is the Overwatch Pretenders, where top 8 makes the playoffs. Because, so even if you aren't interested in participating in one of our tournaments, there are other tournaments such as the Overwatch Pretenders series. Elwood Blues with the 300 bits says, "Jayne, you are even more beautiful than LemonKiwi." Finally, someone agrees with me.
Ban! Who is that? Ban him!
No, not at all.
Ban!
Green
Ban!
Arrow. No.
Is that Green Arrow?
No, Green Arrow Snipes with the tier 3 for 7 months in a row says, "Oh yeah, from being a scuffed gold main tank to GG NA champions to tournament staff, I'm glad I can help and support my community. Still a scuffed gold main tank, by the way. Not for long, Green Arrow, and thank you so much for the great work you do, both as tournament staff as in supporting the channel. You do both, and it is really very much appreciated." New with the 6 months, Red Rocks with the 2 months. I started my own tournament server because you inspired me. You make me a better player, and I love your stuff. Hopefully your tournament server works out well. Temp Digital with the 300 bits, no message. And then Sibo with the 6 months says, "Good shit, Jayne."
Good shit.
It was.
I have a question, Jayne.
Yes, Lunar?
I have a question from not only chat, but other staff as well. When will LemonKey get her own desk?
Where is my desk? Where is it?
And thanks for the great stream, guys. I will see you later.
My desk now, yoink.
We're just going to run away before she starts demanding her own desk, yeah? So, no, my desk. There's only enough room here. We're going to have to relocate to somewhere else on the...
Make some room.
Okay, where in Overwatch is there a desk that has enough room for 2 people?
Or where are there 2 desks? I know there are counters.
We could do somewhere in like one of the Nimbani shops.
Yeah.
Hollywood? Where in Hollywood?
Hollywood has the tables in the cafe.
We could be bartenders in the saloon in Hollywood. Pog.
Only Pogs.
Ooh.
Okay, who are we posting, Lemon? Who are we hosting?
Oh, God, I wasn't ready. Let me look. Do I get 5 seconds?
Sure. 5, 4,
no,
3.
No, stop. I'm stressed. Okay, where is Overwatch? Oh, it's really far down. Okay, I need some help.
Timo
Where
is
are
live.
we? Timo.
Big
fan of Poco. Oh, Eevee. Let's do Eevee.
Let's do Eevee. Okay, let's make sure I've got the URL correct. Is she live?
Yes.
She is indeed. Okay, we're going to pass you off to Eevee. You guys have a great day. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow because I'm almost going to be moving to LA and I actually have to pack by. Okay. Thank you for watching the tournament. I hope you guys have a lot of fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And probably the next time I'm going to be streaming is going to be an IRL stream, setting up my apartment in Los Angeles. So Pog fucking champ.
Pog.
But,
we're going to cast again.
Yeah. Soon. There's going to be a lot. January is the month of tournaments. See you soon, chat. I'm out of here. LemonKiwi is also leaving because she can't stay when I leave. So bye. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, everyone.